Let's see, landed some ground and pound shots to get that arm loose. Let's see if Morgan is able.
Exit full screen. Sorry about that. Let me just turn this down a little bit here. Locally, should still be about the same volume for you guys. You guys let me know if it's too loud, too soft coming through. But yeah, here we go. One MMA, another Creator Sports Network event. We're going to see how they do in the octagon.
Clinical performance of
Everybody's having a great day, and I hope you're all ready for Mother's Day if you're celebrating Mother's Day this Sunday. What's up, Kobe? How are you doing, buddy? Nervous for Warriors and Timberwolves, although I really shouldn't be. It's probably going to be a good day for the T-Wolves, unfortunately. But what you been up to, Kobe? How's everything treating you? And please let me know if it's coming in too loud, too quiet, whatever, for you, friend. Because I can adjust their volume a little bit. I think on my end, I'm still going to bring them down slightly. Sorry about that. Not trying to freeze up the stream, but I think I'll put it like at 20 because it's very loud in my ear. But it should still be the same through OBS.
We are live on Fubo Sports Network. We'll be back with the official decision.
Senior engineering project presentation yesterday. Oh, did it go well, Kobe? I feel like that probably was a lot of hours that you had to put in to prepare, you know, for a presentation like that.
Live from Los Angeles, the big man Sean Merriman inside the cage as we await the official decision of the first fight. Let's go to Jim Fitzgerald with the official decision. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action.
Oh, what's up, Mike? How are you doing, buddy? John Fisher's happy. Aaron Judge went deep in Sacramento. Put a dent in the batter's eye out there. Got to finish up the thesis paper. How many man hours do you think it's going to be, Kobe? So we joined the fight already live in progress. I'm not sure how long the card is, but it's... I should grab their website and make a link for it. It is LightsOut Sports TV that we're watching through.
Legs feel good.
You talked to me yesterday. I asked you about your training going into a fight like this. You said you 24/7 religiously. You're always in the gym.
In line for some Chick-fil-A. Oh, nice.
Wrestling and how you started to get into MMA is the reason that
Oh, I guess I already have an MMA command.
Definitely plays a part. I put in a lot of work wrestling. I put a lot of work in.
That'd be great if I could type.
Big thanks to this guy right here, Romeo Rum, Vince.
You got 2 team members. Most of the drafting work is done. Just need to polish it up. So hopefully not too much work left. Oh, very nice.
My teammates that are out here. Shout out to Ricky, won his amateur debut tonight.
All right, just want to be sure we're in the right category here.
I know the work they put in, so we just gotta keep it up, keep elevating.
You know it's hot outside when they don't have any workers outside taking orders. That's how it is at In-N-Out around this part of California. They usually have people out taking the orders before you even get to the drive-through window so they can move a little faster.
I'm ready to go.
Well, you won it tonight. Congratulations. You got it from Rancho by way of the 209 representing tonight. You want to say hello?
Hey, I know the 209.
There's probably no one from Stockton in here, but Stockton, what's up? Shout out to my squad at Rancho.
94.
All the homies.
We'll see. I don't think we got as hot today, Mike. We will eventually, but I know it's a little heat wave, but I don't think it was that hot. Oh, our high is 94. I guess sitting inside today bailed me out. Then we cool back down tomorrow. You guys cooling down tomorrow? Tomorrow our high is 83 and then goes down 69. Nice. On Monday.
Undefeated as a pro. Let's see some replays from this first fight of the night. And Morgan dominated. Bulletproof Troop breaking all that.
Oh, I guess I should send out a go live post on the old Twitter X.
Dropping for a takedown and utilizing ground and pound to try and open up some submissions and continually landing.
Let them know where to find us.
Slams, a knee pick there, and staying on top and all over Quintana.
Morgan dominated, unanimous decision victory. He mentioned it in the post interview with Sylvie Scholes. Yeah, wrestling is what I do, and I'll do it all day. And he dominated, controlled this fight using that wrestling. I don't think we're going to see many decision victories tonight. We're going to see some lights out. We're going to see some knockouts. This went to decision, but it was about as dominant a decision as you can get.
Drops 10. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that'll be nice going outside weather. If you got anything to do outdoors.
Last seconds of the fight, Ian Morgan here is trying trying to rip that arm out and get a submission win.
Ian Morgan gets his arm raised. Quintana, his opponent, started clapping before the decision. I like seeing that. No, oh no, the judges robbed me. We have a lot more coming up next. Miguel Ceja versus Carlos.
My youngest is having a hard day. Lay down for a nap. She didn't nap, so if you hear anybody in the background, she is with my wife. She's just having a 4-year-old day. She just turned 4, so sometimes I think it goes that way when you're little. Needed the nap but didn't take it.
Let's go to the tail of the tape for Miguel Ceja and Carlos Morales. Ceja, 30 years old, Morales 4 years younger, 26.
All right, so we got Ceja versus Morales in this matchup coming up next.
Pro debut for Carlos. Miguel Ceja, 1-1 pro record.
Hey, what's up, Holy Five-Hole? How are you doing, man? A little boxeo action. Well, no, not boxing. I don't know how to say it. I think I have it in the title, though. Notice last time I had boxing, we had a lot of Spanish viewers, so definitely want to let them know they can watch here. Holy, did you play any Weekend Classic? If so, how did it go? What's your thoughts on Weekend Classic? I'm 2-3, and then servers went down again last night, so it's been back-to-back nights with the servers out. Kind of jamming my streams a bit, because sometimes I make it that deep into the night, or morning. I got Warriors Timberwolves pregame stuff on, which is incoming here in a bit. So I paused it a couple times. I don't know if I can skip this forward or not. That doesn't look like it. I thought there might be like the play bar thing. So let me stop getting us behind. So far it's been an interesting weekend. Tomorrow we're supposed to go do, like, you know, Mother's Day brunch. But today I was supposed to have a guy come. We have some varmint that is in my wall by the kitchen. We thought it was in the attic, but I think it's in the wall. So I don't know if it's a squirrel, rat, mouse, what. I don't think a mouse is usually that loud. But this thing's annoying the heck out of me. I don't know really how to get in there without destroying things. So I had a tech scheduled to come and take care of it this morning between 10 and 12. Apparently the guy's wife went into labor and had a baby, so he didn't get to come. So I got a guy coming now midstream. So it's just like, man, supposed to be streaming, got this going on. Wanted to just do some fun stuff around the house, but been sort of one of those days where it's like you're waiting all day for them to show up. Yeah, I'll just burn down the house, rebuild it. I don't know if that's very humane, Holy Five-Hole, but at least we would know it's taken care of. All right, LightsOut Sports. The lights are coming back on here in 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what they got. Yeah, Morales coming up. So I'm like twice the size of these guys, weight-wise at least. No, I'm not quite that heavy, but we got a pro debut coming in, and I got this 1-on-1. This is Sean Merriman's league. Get the new house, simple solution. Yeah, let the wildlife reclaim it. Are these ladies going to fight? No, I don't think so. Right. Jim Fitzgerald is the cage announcer.
To present 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division, streaming live on Fubo Sports Network.
So this is our first time collaborating with Lights Out, so I'm not really sure what to expect from their card. The boxing's been going really well. I don't know. They definitely should give them some credit too, because we know it's Jim Fitzgerald. Yeah, what's the lady's name? It's only fair, you know, for research.
He weighed in 126 pounds. His record, 1 win with 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Miguel Ceja.
All right, turn on my little sub sign so everybody on Red Chat, everybody on YouTube knows to subscribe if they come through there. Last fighting one that we had did really well on YouTube. YouTube feels like it's always a dice roll, though. Last boxing we had was like 400 as a high point as far as viewers. They haven't seen any traction yet. Yeah, exactly. Do the MMA. Always willing to get pinned. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you want to do the pinning, but I'm sure you'll have a good time. All right, so Morales is ready, and we'll get underway. I don't know a lot about mixed martial arts. I rarely watch. I understand boxing a bit better between the two. I'm not really excited. Yeah, they're going to tip off in like 20 minutes. I wish Steph was closer to coming back. If Steph was like a lock to come back game 4, I would feel okay with this game. Like, all right, let's try to steal this one and get control. But it sounds like Steph's best case is like game 6. So we just have to get it to game 6 and hope to maybe win 2 in a row. I don't know. Hopefully Podzinski and Moody and those secondary players can hit some open shots. I'm sure they're going to focus on Butler as being the hub. And we'll see what Kuminga brings to tonight's lineup. I'm not sure who's in the starting 5 tonight. I was happy the A's beat the Yankees, though. Hopefully the audio's okay. If it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. Yeah, they could definitely get one at home, right? With the home crowd momentum. Our defensive rating with Butler is very strong. Steph going out, I mean, doesn't help, but it doesn't hurt the defense significantly because I think Podzinski probably rates fairly well, taking some of Steph's minutes at the 1 defensively. I didn't actually watch game 2. I recorded it. I was helping on the field with the 3 kids, and I overheard some dads in the bleachers when I was catching the 3rd game that they're saying, like, you know, how Golden State has lost. I already knew the result when I got home, so I know Draymond acted out. Yeah, I think Post started last game, but he played like 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure Trace Jackson Davis was like 6 from 6 from the floor, so they may let Chase get some run. Trace get some run, excuse me. So I have the fight full screen here, and I have it in the OBS window here. In case anybody's wondering why I'm like looking over here, because usually I'm gaming here and reading chat there. I got it kind of switched up. Probably could have went with my traditional setup today too. Even though I've had this computer for a few months, I'm still getting kind of used to the different settings that Windows 11 has versus Windows 10. Just a reminder for anybody listening, or if anybody happens to check this VOD on the fights, Sunday's Mother's Day, so don't forget it's Mother's Day. Yeah, the Warriors, they really need to get somebody that can play 20 minutes and start at the 5 so Draymond doesn't have to run there so much. Maybe it's post next year. But yeah, Dre at the 5, it just wears him down. It's okay for a game or maybe a series if it's a small team. Like if you want him on Jokic, because he defended Jokic back in the 2022 Warriors-Denver series. But doing it night in, you know, night in, night out is tough. Dude, I'd love to have Naz Reid.
Smart couldn't get a takedown, landed the blow, backed away, resets, winning the first round.
I wonder if they would want Kuminga.
Yeah, very close round though, but I agree with you by a slight advantage. And I think those chopping low leg kicks have been one of the things that
I didn't realize the rounds were 5 minutes for MMA.
He's going forward, but Morales, I mean, Ceja's going forward, but he's not landing true.
Right, I agree with you.
I would send it over to TikTok, but TikTok can be very strict about things. Feels like the algorithm gets messed up if you do anything a little bit different. Oh, he's a free agent. He'd have to be a double sign-in trade. Yeah, I don't think we could get him with mid-level exception or whatever cap space we can clear. I'm actually not sure who's coming off the cap this season. I think Looney and GP2 are towards the end of their contracts. Buddy's got 2 more years. Steph, Draymond, Jimmy have 2 more years. Then we have the younger guys that are under club control. Yeah, both these guys a little bit nicked up on the fist. Thought I heard my Discord peeing. Although it's in streamer mode. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Yeah, they might have to let Kevon leave. I'd love to have Kevon back, but I don't know. Don't know that he moves the needle as much anymore. It's just he's a great veteran and he's been a great part of what they've done. Looney's only 29, but he moves like he's a lot older. I think just all the health issues for Looney is tough. Wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't retire as a younger player. Not necessarily this year, but like in 3 or 4 years, I could see Kevon hanging it up. Oh yeah, Nas would be way better. He'd give us a lot better spacing. Looney and Draymond are tough to play together because the spacing just gets rough. Dre does his best to shoot some threes in there, but he's very hit and miss with the backpack jumper. Yeah, so it looks like this will at least go to the second round.
Final seconds in this first round. I had it for Morales early, but I'm going to flip it on you. Ceja with that 1-2 and the damage cost. I gave the first round.
Stereotypical Warrior center. And I think if you had him in post, you could have some consistency with their minutes. That they could play kind of a similar style, and then if you wanted to bring in Trace to play more in the paint and be a shot blocking type of guy, at least you hope he changes some shots with his leaping ability. That would be a nice combo. Yeah, Wiseman, too bad he didn't work out. I think Wiseman had all the talent too. I think it just, some injuries set him back. He got in the doghouse. I don't think he had the right work ethic to develop the ability to screen well and have like that high motor. I know he got on Steph's bad side a game in Orlando his last year with the Warriors, and then he was pretty much relegated to the bench till they traded him. Then we went and rescued Gary Payton II. Gary hasn't been much of a factor for us since. I mean, he's good at times, but Gary just doesn't stay on the floor enough. Yeah, I think he's still young enough, right? Yeah, he could end up having a late bloom to his career. I think he's going to be going into like year 6 or something. It feels like it's everything's on fast forward for him now. I thought when he was in Detroit, he was going to eat a lot of minutes and develop his game, but it didn't really work out in Detroit either. But they have some decent big men there. Yeah, could have a high role player ceiling. Yep. All right, Lights Out Sports. We'll be right back. We're between rounds. I'm surprised they don't have like a commercial or something that they run in this spot. So I'll probably stay here till the Terminix dude shows up in the office. Back to the first quarter of the Warriors Wolves game, if anybody wants to talk, basketball. And then I don't know how long that guy will be here. I got a feeling that'll take a while. Don't know if he has to go through the attic or not. Probably not the star who's supposed to be. Take your role player if you're a team taking a shot on him. Sure, yeah, he's a 7-foot dude that can shoot some threes, has some ability to handle. His hands were not always good at catching. Maybe that's something that can be developed. Yeah, him with Washington would be interesting. Seems like they have a void of talent there. Good spot for a younger player to develop. I don't know if Wiseman's on a multi-year deal with the Pacers or if he's just on a 1-year contract. It's disappointing that he got hurt like right off the rip too for Indiana this season. I think it was game 1 or game 2.
And not just that, but he follows it up. But Morales is no slouch, has continued to get it on that single leg. But this time, Ceja almost caught him in a guillotine.
Yes, Sar. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Sar. I don't think I watched many Wizard games this year. I don't even have much of recollection when the Golden State Warriors played them. I know Poole got a dig on Draymond. He said, I love a lot of the guys over there. But he didn't name Draymond by name, but then Draymond went and complained about it on his podcast. Like, Draymond, you've done enough to Jordan Poole. Maybe you just let him get his dig in.
I'm assuming he's a right-hand dominant fighter, but that lead right hand has been working wonders for him.
Most rookies were quiet this year. Yeah, that's true. Yep, it was not quite the same draft class as the year before. We didn't have a Wemby in this class. Yeah, McCain was doing well, and McCain loves being on social media dancing. He loves the TikTok dances. He made it onto a lot of the meme Reddits, but he seemed like he has a lot of personality. Boy, Sixers were terrible this season. I thought they were going to be decent getting Paul George. Glad the Warriors didn't land Paul George. We were very close to making a trade for him, but the Clippers didn't want to help us out. Yeah, he was going, yeah, exactly, like 18 a game. Does anyone in chat know enough about MMA to tell me if they ever break up the grappling like this? Or is this considered trying to get into a hold?
seen boxing by Ceja. We saw an attempt at a guillotine. Now some good defense from that takedown.
I'm wondering if we're going to see Morales break and land some shots. And, oh, it goes back to the clinch this time. I'd like to see him open up, land a few strikes, and then drop for a double into the cage.
Morales, his left eye starting to swell up. Looks like he can see fine out of it now. But
had big hope for Connect to be Rookie of the Year. He's slowed down, made a lot of mistakes. Reddit used him as your 11th or 10th player most of the second half. Do you think it affected his confidence to be traded and then have the trade rescinded to? I don't know how well he played after that trade, but also they picked up Luka, so they probably didn't need him as much around that time, with Luka taking some of the guard minutes. In my mind, I think of Luka as being a small forward, but I know he handles and plays as a one very often as well. Slightly, you think he was fine after a few games. He just wasn't playing. Yeah, it's tough. I definitely think he could be a piece that you guys trade if you're in search of a big man this offseason. Why wouldn't the Lakers be? Reeves is, yeah, so Luka's running point. Reeves is out the 2.
Morales is starting to try and stay just beyond that jab range, but just beyond jab range is kick in the head range.
ABC broadcaster talking to Rudy Gobert pregame. Feels like Rudy should be going through warm-ups or something, but Trey knows what he's doing. I don't care for Bob Meyer as much as the talking head. Really don't like Kendrick Perkins. I don't like Stephen A. Smith. I dislike most of this ABC panel. Malika Andrews is okay, I guess. I think it's Malika. Oh, he got dropped.
And this fight's gonna be stopped, and it's stopped. Miguel Ceja, a kick to the gut, and that's what ended the fight. Miguel Ceja with the knockout victory.
Much bigger fan of Luka, Austin, Vando, insert a center not named Jackson Hayes or Jason Hayes. I wonder if there's any decent like late first rounds, early second round talent, because Golden State's hit a couple with Davis and with Quentin Post, at least, you know, serviceable minutes. Lakers could certainly use somebody like that in the draft and then try to get a veteran just to have, you know, just to have some numbers. You like Robert Williams also. Yeah, Williams is good.
Let's go to the replay right here. When we see the replay, you're going to see that kick just perfect, and the pain and the air just leaving the body of Too Pretty Morales. That was a pretty.
Yeah, here was that kick right here in the replay. And you can
so I guess it's a kick, right? The kick kind of gets him off? No?
Step back, drops to his knees. Oh, right in the breadbasket, Pablo. Right underneath.
Yeah, I thought it was the punch, but maybe it was the kick kind of preset that. Just don't know what Portland want. Pussy's a bit injury prone. Yeah, he's had some injury concerns. See, I'm getting pinged. Let me see. Oh no, it's just my my Discord bot letting you guys know that we're live if you're in the Discord.
What a fight you're watching live on Fubo Sports Network. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9.
Remaining first, Gabe Vincent. Not like Robert's playing much there when everybody's healthy. He's third center. Yeah, not a lot of moments for him behind Aiden. And I don't think I'm familiar with Klingon, but yeah, they don't need him. Yeah, he would be a nice fit for you guys. Knock him out. We got a real tight spot in the house.
Stops the contest due to strikes. Our winner by TKO, the blue corner, Miguel Ceja.
Okay, he's a rookie. That's why I'm not familiar with him. I did watch Portland, but man, I felt like he was like the coalition of no names that I was super unfamiliar with.
Giving credit where credit's due over here. Let me get you right here. The vet is in the building. I talked to you.
DKO'd his butt. He did. I like his shirt. Like, no snark. I think his shirt's pretty cool. I want one that says DonyellFreak. The other guy was in his pro debut. Very tall, good rebounder, good defender. Needs time to develop scoring. Has a lot of starting level center trades. I don't think the Lakers lack for scoring either. So you know, if he just got the rebound putbacks and the occasional rim run dunk, I think that would be fine for the Lakers. Your offense is pretty high powered. That's assuming you guys don't just completely reshape things and move LeBron, because I know there's some LeBron rumors, at least the first day after you guys got eliminated, that, you know, LeBron may not finish his career in Los Angeles. I think LeBron, maybe not to the same extent, but similar to Aaron Rodgers, likes things to be about LeBron. So he probably, I guess, has probably put the word out just to create some drama, but I would expect him to be with LA. Moves too many tickets. And then I think if the Lakers were to move him, they'd have to move Bronny with him. Not that they have to, but you would think, you know, the GM would want to bring his son wherever he goes. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either. I think LeBron just wants the attention. I got a feeling it was out of Clutch Sports, but I'm just guessing. I don't know anything. If I did, I wouldn't be streaming. I would be breaking the news like Shams. All right, Lights Out Sports. We'll be back in 2 minutes for our next fight. Thanks again to Lights Out Sports and Creator Sports Network for tonight's card. And hope everybody's enjoying the fights. Evan Mobley for LeBron. Man, you guys would be back. I could see him wanting to call it a career in Cleveland, though, too. Of course, Warrior fans always think we're going to pair him and Steph together. I don't think that's very realistic. I don't even know if we could get to that much salary cap. I guess we could send you guys Draymond, but I don't know if the Lakers want to deal with Draymond. You do it straight up, Mike wouldn't care. Love Mobley. Yeah, Mobley is a beast. So Boston got back on track today. Every road team has won those first 3 games in that series. Cleveland got back on track a little bit last night. We got Denver in charge 2-1. Somebody's going to be up 2-1 tonight after Warriors and Wolves final buzzer sounds. Got Hall of Fame ceiling if he keeps his pace. If the Nuggets do upset the Thunder, Michael Malone is going to be in hell looking for a new job.
This goes steps back. Oh man, what did he just hit me with? Frank Drake, the fighter, in and makes Seha go in and completely finish his opponent, but he was done after those kicks, Pablo.
Seha with the win. He predicted it in the second round, and he did. Quick break, and we'll be back with amazing Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9 action live on Fubo Sports Network.
And so Extreme Fighting Lights Out, Sean Merriman's League.
Amazing night of action. We've seen jiu-jitsu, we've seen knockouts, we've seen it all. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9, and the next fight, Julian Duckenfield taking on Gary Evans. What numbers jump out to you? Bulletproof Troop for me.
All right, so we got another pro debut. And Gary get back into the ring looking for his first victory. Here, Gary's 37, so he's not quite Donnie's age, but he's pushing it.
I'm not sure what type of athletic capacity he still has in himself.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument, and I don't know that I agree with it, Mike, but I guess you could make the argument like when Gruden went to Tampa, a lot of people said Gruden won with Dungy's team. And I guess you could say the same for Callahan because the Raiders got there that year too. Is that, you know, it's Malone's system that they're still running. At least that would be my argument if I was Malone's agent. Like, yeah, they had success, but is there anything that Mike put in place? You know, Adelman didn't change things at all, you know, other than coddling the players or whatever. Because I know you told me people were getting upset about Westbrook getting too much love.
Out of the Den Training Center in Yorba Linda by way of Woodbridge, Virginia. He weighed in 170 pounds. Tonight, he is making his professional debut.
Can disagree to that point, though. Defenses looked far better under the interim head coach. That's interesting because Malone was like the defensive coordinator for us when he was the Warrior Lead assistant the year we had, or the 3 years we had Mark Jackson.
His opponent across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks trimmed in white. He is training out of Kern County by way of McFarland, California. He weighed in 171 pounds. His record, no wins with 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Gary Evans. Once again, our referee in charge, Rafael Davis, to give final instructions.
All right, so we're gonna have tip off. 6 o'clock is when Trimnick says they're coming, so I'll probably jump off. This got to be the B squad for ABC. I don't recognize the play-by-play guy, and I see Tim Legler's there. Don't really care for Legler, although he played for Golden State for like a season way back. Ooh, did San Antonio promote their lead assistant? I thought they said he would be the guy. But yeah, San Antonio would have been a nice spot to be the heir apparent to Pop and let Pop be the president. I thought Popovich might just coach the home games and then let somebody else handle the road games, but probably better to have the one consistent voice. Also, I thought Becky Hammond or Durant might get that job, but whoever they had run the team is their new coach. So see, we got Duckenfield versus Evans in this matchup. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, Mayo. Yeah, we just had to get Mayo in there. We had to get rid of Belichick. And there's some comparisons between Belichick and Popovich, you know, towards the top of the all-time wins list, multiple championships, you know, guys leaving dynasties. Although Belichick didn't go into being the team president, I think it was kind of bitter the way that ended.
Good action, first 20 seconds, nice right from Duckenfield. Already breathing a bit heavy by Gary Evans. The age difference will definitely play a factor in this one. 37 years old for Gary.
Yeah, his wife did pass a couple years ago, so I mean, he may be on the market.
Evans' hands have slowly been dropping as well.
Duckenfield just backing him down, trying to get him up against the cage, trying to measure him for that.
I feel like Evans, and maybe it's just having a younger fighter versus an older fighter, but Evans looks quite a bit more fit to me between these two. We'll see if that makes a difference as this wears on, if he goes, you know, towards the distance. Hope he doesn't go to Miami anytime soon. I guess Riley was doubling down about players should just keep their mouth shut, which was a reference to Jimmy Butler. Warrior fans were saying they hoped Butler saw that before tonight's game 3, that it would motivate him. And yet, I mean, I don't know MMA, but I do know fitness, and yeah, that's a wrap. Pretty quick conclusion to that one.
Duckenfield said that he uses his right hand to turn people's lights out, and he did just that here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9.
I told you, Screams. Watch out.
I wonder where this is from. I should have dove in a little bit deeper on it. Let me see. Tire Heat organization's a mess. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing currently.
Not go any better than that, but how's that leg?
I can't tell if he just heard that jumping down or if that's an accumulation of the kicks, but he's definitely hobbling a little bit.
Yeah, on the kick before.
Did he hurt himself getting off of the ring? Oh no.
You know, it might be nerve damage from those kicks. It doesn't look like he can raise his foot up, which is when you attack the peroneal nerve.
Did he do a Martin Gramatica? Was it Martin Gramatica or Bill Gramatica that hurt his leg jumping around?
Bring your toes up to the sky.
Yeah, I saw that. If we see that kick again, when
Alright, sorry for opening the tab. I wanted to see where this one is from today.
I had to finish this fight now.
Bummer. Alright, so the link doesn't have the breakdown.
Hope he's not injured. Let's see the replay again, Bullet.
But yeah, I wonder if it's when he jumps off the
Right hand is locked, cocked.
top of the octagon. Kenry's morale. Oh, I forgot about Kenry's doing that. A's legend. We had him for a season, I think.
You can see that right hand is cocked right there. Catches him stepping in after throwing a right-handed attack.
And then right, and then he's gonna connect on that last one. The mouthpiece goes flying for Evans. What a victory for Duckenfield.
He's standing on his own power, but I don't know what's happening.
With more. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9.
All right, Lights Out Extreme Fighting 9 is what we're watching. And back to the break here for a couple minutes. I've been impressed that they kept their cards moving fairly fast. Truly traumatizing existence for young Mike plays game, watching his favorite team.
Oh, it just totally turns. It was after receiving a hard kick, and then he
Don't look it up if you're squeamish, but I'm old enough to remember when Dave Dravecky was pitching. He was a left-hander for the Giants, and his arm snapped. I think he had dealt with cancer a couple times, but that was really rough to see. And it got replayed like a ton back in those days. I think it was the '89 Giants. I think it was the Giants team that went to the World Series. You've seen it before. Yeah, that was something to... You don't expect it when you're watching sports, and I was like 9 years old, so it's kind of hard to understand what you're processing. Yeah, so Duckenfield starting out with a win.
victory for Julian Duckenfield. Let's go to Sibley Scholes with the winner.
And we'll get the ring interview. Well, we won't. They're going to commercial. Well, not to commercial. They're going to break. They'll be back in 2 minutes. Oh, yes. Alex Smith had a terrible injury. Kind of forgot about it, so you mentioned it right now. He did well to come back. Speaking of terrible injuries and quarterbacks, what about Derek Carr? Called it a career today. I'm surprised he didn't get the bag. I wonder if he negotiated an injury buyout or something with the Saints. My impression is he walked away from the millions, though. Like, I would have been like, yep, I'm rehabbing for next year. And would have been going through whatever requirements the team had, because that's a lot of money to walk away from. I know that may not be the best thing for the Saints to do what I'm saying, but I don't understand for Derek to not get the bag. Don't think the Saints fans know that still counts as dead cap, though, so they don't get any forgiveness on it. They aren't paying anyone. Still dead cap. Okay. So that sucks for the Saints then, too. Other than not having to write the checks, I guess, from the ownership perspective. $80 million in total. That's a lot. More than I got in the couch cushions. I got an A's fan that wants to be done with Lawrence Butler in the subreddit.
All right, guys. So, Julian, I was trying to chase you down every corner I saw you in yesterday for weigh-ins. We didn't get a chance to talk. I got to see you right now like everybody else out here in the cage. How do you feel as your pro debut taking the win?
I mean, I already said I was going to knock my opponent out. I also said it was a good fighter, a good guy, but it's nothing personal. It's just business, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, I got respect for all my opponents, but what I say is law, and I said I was going to stop him in under 2 rounds. That's exactly what I did, so I hope everybody out there enjoyed the show.
And yesterday, you two were going back and forth at it already. One of the two fighters that I saw just going at it. You're messing with your finger right now. Are we doing okay?
Oh yeah, I'm doing fine.
Saints gonna Saints. Let's see. It's fine. You'll sure they'll pay Brock Purdy in 10 years to repeat the whole pony show all over again. Old pocket passer, washed up quarterback. If it's the one and only Donnie, Mike, we're here, man. What's up, Solo Phil?
That's why they call me Blambo, the Black Rambo, because I'm always looking for that fucking finish, and I'm gonna get it no matter what. So y'all can try to run, y'all can try to hide, but guess what? I'm coming for the top, and I'm gonna finish every single one of y'all. I promise you that.
All right, this guy's won one fight. He's gonna finish everybody.
What is this, badge or what?
Sounds like me after a weekend league win. Like, yeah, come on, playing the number 3 guy in the world right now. Donnie Mike.
Coach Curtis, the Dan Training Center in Yorba Linda, California. If y'all want to really make some noise in the fight game, pull up. Pull up. This is what we do every single day. We fight.
Brock Purdy is just Derek Carr if you knew how to play in the playoffs. Yeah, that's not the worst comparison. I thought Derek Carr was going to be excellent, though, after like his second season. He had a really good year in Oakland when the Raiders were still there, and I was like, this guy is going to keep the Raiders winning for a long time. I was wrong.
None of this would be possible, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. None of this would be possible without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Steph Curry, he's got the, looks like he's got the golf cap on. No, it's Bay Area with the letters turned upside down. I don't know why. And an Under Armour hooded sweatshirt is Steph's fit today. We'll see if Steph can keep the crowd hyped. Seems to be moving fairly well. Like, I don't see a hitch in his walk, but you know, like when the TikTokers ask me, what's your thoughts on Steph Curry's injury? Yes, I'm a hamstringologist. I just stream for fun. Let me tell you how long this is going to take Steph to get back. But yeah, hopefully Curry's back sooner than later. Brock learned 4,100 yards, 28 touchdowns, 20 picks after being paid $50 million a year. Go Niners. Dude, why haven't they paid him yet? I'm getting concerned they're not going to give him the bag. We got Christopher Hernandez Jr. He's 1-1 coming in at 30 years old. He's taking on Daniel Ayala. Ayala's 38. Boy, there's a significant reach difference there. Guys 6'11 versus 5'5. Assuming their wingspan matches their height, which is usually typical, not always. We'll see if the little guy can get leverage. Shouldn't call him the little guy. The smaller of the two fighters. If he can get leverage against the taller opponent. All right, eyes are on Jimmy Buckets. He got a lot of rim. It's no good. And Trace Jackson Davis had the putback, but I think he shoved off on the rebound. So Warriors do not score on their first possession.
And now, introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks trimmed in.
I'm planning for the worst, but hoping for the best. That way I don't get too upset to not want to stream. If and when the Warriors get eliminated during these playoffs, I'm definitely taking a night off. Not that I can't handle the smoke, it's just I get too grumpy with everybody. Play the NFC West too much. Need those Niners and Rams to be bad. I think Seattle's offense might be bad. We'll see. Hope I'm wrong. I hope Zabel's enough to kind of fix that line. Draymond has to shoot because we didn't have anybody open. He took one of those hand grenade threes, rimmed out. Warriors got to get something better look earlier in the clock. They pulled the offensive rebound, though. Jimmy with a beautiful little floater. Kept Gobert glued where he couldn't get a shot to block it. So I don't know if the whole card is this way, but it seems like the Merriman card has a lot of fighters starting their professional careers. So I'll probably watch this fight, and then maybe I'll jump off mic and camera for a little bit. It's live on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't seem to get much traction so far. And again, YouTube is a lurk-heavy platform. Sometimes I'll be surprised after I in-stream how many people were viewing at a given time. And Warriors had a turnover. I think it was on Podzinski. I didn't really see. They're showing Trace Jackson Davis. Maybe he fell to catch it. Whoa! All right, I was back in the length of the taller fighter. Got dropped. He's still in the fight. Realistically, Bengals line is worse when they're both healthy. Yeah, did the Bengals even try to address it, Mike? Did they get any free agent guys or draft selections? I know it's tough to remember the entire draft, but I know you do a better job of it than I do. I was surprised they got Higgins and Jamar Chase buttoned up, because that seemed like those guys were constantly in contract struggle there for a while. They did get a guard. Third round, forgot his name, Georgia guard. Hey, should help a little bit on the interior, at least be a depth player in the third round. T. Higgins still's going to backfire hard. Yeah, T got a lot of money. Draymond sloppy turnover after Minnesota hit a three. It was like a lazy inbound pass. Randall gets it and they hit another three. Warriors can't afford those mistakes without Steph, so they're down 8-2 here. It was 2-2 when the ball came down on that side of the court.
From the taller Hernandez. It's Hernandez who backs away.
Yeah, I think if Hernandez can utilize straight attacks and control the range, man, the head kick is also right there for Hernandez. If he throws that big left head kick, continues to pump.
Doesn't play enough games to be a paid up joint. Yeah, that's right. He's had some injury history, right?
Knee from Hernandez that doesn't connect. Overhand right.
Trace Jackson Davis got a body into Gobert and scored over him.
Holding his ground or slightly backing up. And that's what he needs to do to stay out of this range. There was that head kick that I think he needs to start throwing a little more often. Even potentially bring it down to the body and look for the liver.
Nice start for Ayala. Nice rebound by Hernandez. Great work by the Hall of Famer Frank Trick to not stop the fight.
Great top end talent. Doesn't seem like he can play more than 12 games this season. Yeah, some guys, you know, it's nobody's fault. Like last night, Bambino was dragging Acuna a bit. And rightfully so, he said, like, Acuna's missed a lot of games over the last 5 years. But I think some guys are just prone to getting hurt, right? Like, Acuna's one of them. Anthony Davis in the NBA. You know, and Higgins is another one. There's probably a lot of other guys that are that way that I'm just not thinking of. Go Gary Payton. Gary Payton the second. I mean, he's not a superstar, but he's the guy that's always hurt for Golden State. You're going to iffy his offense and you lose. Yeah, you got to play more. And Trace with another lay-in. So Trace looking fairly good around the basket. He had struggled a lot this year. Cunha 2 ACL tears. Higgins gets some minor hamstring issues that keep him out for games. Not similar. I just kind of meant like always on the disabled list. And the Ant cut right through our defense and scored easily. I say R loosely. Of course, I'm not part of the team. Pajinski tried to hit like a 15-foot floater and bricked it. Yeah, me too. Like Bambino, he's a Braves fan. I don't get it. Like I would be so happy to watch Acuna, particularly if he's going to play the majority of his career there. I don't know why the fan base is dragging him too much. Not like he got himself suspended like Druxen Profar, who I could see like, all right, Druxen, we just gave you millions and you're hurting the team by not being out there. No, I don't blame you. Yeah, and he's one of those guys, like, I love him because when he's in chat, he keeps chat moving. And I think sometimes that brings people out of lurking to chat too. But yeah, when he thinks he's right, doesn't always like to back off of it, so then it can go back and forth a lot. I mean, that's fine. You know, people are entitled to their opinion, as long as he's being respectful to everybody. Weird, I felt like they left like mid-round of that one. Ooh, the mouth guard got knocked out.
Ayala stays on his feet and starts throwing back. That's that Mexican fighting spirit we were talking about earlier.
Eats another knee. He's got no mouthpiece. Frank Trick has the mouthpiece in his hand. Another uppercut. And Ayala still on his feet. Viva Mexico. What heart by Ayala. Hernandez. Another left by Ayala. Left by Hernandez.
Oh! Don't stop this yet. Did Frank Trick is really letting him have every opportunity to stay in this fight? Hernandez has him in trouble, and we still see Ayala without a mouthpiece, which I agree is the right call. Don't stop this action to give him his mouthpiece back.
It's part of the game. You lose your mouthpiece. It's not a free timeout. Hernandez unleashing.
So you lose your mouthpiece, they don't stop.
What need to do when he doesn't have a mouthpiece to try to protect himself?
You know, he needs to slow the action like this so Frank can give it back to him. Frank didn't want him to lose the position and didn't want to stop the action, which is why he didn't get the mouthpiece back sooner.
And that's why he's a Hall of Famer inside that cage, Frank Trick. And what heart by Doniell Ayala. Blood coming from his nose. Should have been knocked out.
Randomly pulled the turn on Trout. Yeah, I think Trout wants to be out there hitting home runs, and you know he's one of the all-time greats already for your guys' franchise. It'd be like if I turned on Steph. Maybe a little bit different, but you know what I mean. Like, oh, hey, Steph, you should be out there with that busted hamstring, man. You're selling me out, Steph. Yeah, he's not sitting on the bench because he wants to. Yep.
18 seconds.
But this isn't enough damage. I don't think Frank will stop it from these elbows. They hurt,
Feels like this should be stopped, yeah? And maybe they don't stop just for like a superficial bleeding thing, but yeah, that dude's pretty cut.
Another elbow to the head. I think that opened up a cut as well.
Yeah,
Final
there's
4
definitely
seconds.
a ton of blood coming out of Ayala's
Everybody
face.
should get on their feet and clap for both these fighters, but especially for Donyell Ayala, to not give up. That's the fighting spirit. That is what you see from everybody who
Both of these
represents
guys-
Mexico.
Both of these guys were put in very bad positions in that first round. Hernandez got dropped.
And he
then
does
Ayala
play
took
MVP
just
caliber.
away from the mouthpiece.
Give him to you. Yeah, we'll trade with Atlanta.
And then it's all Hernandez. Watch this knee. Boom! That knocks out.
They can give us a little bonus for Olsen and Murphy too.
Ate that on the chin. Ate that
Yeah,
on the chin.
do it all straight up.
Swing it back.
I'm willing to give JJ Blade.
Can't teach it.
They want JJ.
Now, you can teach people what
JJ was out of the lineup today. Butler played center. Butler had one kind of misplay out there, but looked a little bit smoother than JJ usually does.
You have to take it from Ayala.
No
Man, and these
mouthpiece.
elbows, look at all that blood just pouring out of his head. But no quit in him, no tap,
This
and
is
no KO. Wow.
Lights out extreme fighting with bulletproof.
There's a
bionic
QR
armor.
code scan to win cage side seats.
Hernandez and Donyell Ayala, and what a first round. Hernandez wanting to end it. The pitbull Ayala chomping at the bit to get it going.
Yeah, no
Round two
fear in
underway.
Ayala, ready to get
It looks like I have a better feed. I'll switch next time it goes to commercial.
Get inside and stay in punching range.
Maybe a slightly faster feed.
Hernandez is waiting for him to come in though, I think, and he's gonna blast another knee.
But
right
now
in
we're
the
like
middle.
in stream, so
Boom,
Shots,
there it is.
another knee. Oh man, and another one. Ayala now looking for the takedown.
And that's one of the things about having a
good fortune of the fan base per season. Now you can have Joe Adele, which is everything you don't like about Acuna because he doesn't play like a generational talent.
Hernandez also
I thought he was gonna be great though. I remember when he had that Future Stars card. I think I put too much stock into those Future Stars cards on MLB The Show.
Absolutely. I'd even like to see him start throwing some deep attacks. We saw a fight get finished earlier with a kick to the body. I'd like to see Hernandez here throw a right or even a left teep to the body.
But he is eating those right crosses from Hernandez, then an uppercut. And what is keeping Donyell Ayala up? This is like a Rocky Balboa movie.
Oh, down he goes. That's it, right? Or are they gonna let him try to answer the bell? Felt like they could have stopped it last round. I think that's a wrap. And let me pull up the other link provided from Career Sports Network, and then we'll switch over.
Granted, but the thing is, you can bang on it so long until it starts to crumble.
All right, so let me escape this one and get this full screen, get us some volume, and we'll get into it here live in progress. Okay, should be a HD. Looks like it's not quite as clear. Baseball IQ is abhorrent. Hits 300 in AAA. He's a quadruple A player. Yeah, I've seen a few of those over the years as a fan. Guys that you think are going to be great at the next level and then they just don't work out for your franchise. All right, so we'll be back into the action here momentarily.
We are back on round 3, and I know David Matos knows he's controlling this fight, but he does not want to win by decision. Something tells me Matos wants to finish it. What could Nathaniel Marshall do to pull?
Power is near second to none in the majors. He just does nothing else well. Yeah, some of those guys just can't barrel up, right? The guys that have the crazy power, like, or they don't get the bat on the ball enough, right, to benefit from it. 16-8. Warriors cannot continue to get outscored 2-1 here and expect much. Only 8 points with 5 minutes left in the quarter. Kaminga's on. He'll hit a baseline jumper. Maybe he'll get a little spark going for the Warrior offense. They've been getting really late possession shots. GP3 took a 24-second violation a minute ago, not being aware of where the clock was. Yeah, so this is the 3-round fight. Nathaniel Marshall against Davis Matos. Tried the torpedo bat, broke. He tried the torpedo bat twice. He broke it on both tries. I'd really love to see a split on guys that switched over and if they perform higher this year or next year. Like this year versus last year. I know that they had them around last year, but I don't think they got a lot of attention as far as like the baseball media, because I didn't hear about it till the Yankees had that big game early this season.
Very impressed by his boxing. I mean, it's extremely solid, beautiful hooks with the left, with the right. A nice straight that doesn't waste any energy. You see sometimes amateurs throwing this big waving hooks. Mato straight. You can tell he's got that boxing pedigree out of Cuba. And the
really depends on the player. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, some guys are probably going to benefit and some aren't. I'm running a raffle just to see how my luck goes. See if Josh comes in on the snipe.
I'd like to see Matos posture up here, come up to his feet, hip in, and start raining down some bigger shots that could potentially finish the fight.
25 seconds to go. Let's see if Matos can finish it. I also like what the McKees are doing, and something that I may be noticing. Focus on boxing.
Josh, thanks for being there.
He's not throwing kicks. He's not trying jiu-jitsu. No, this is what I do. I grapple.
Podjimski can't throw it in the ocean right now. It's rough watching Golden State try to get some offense working.
Able to create a scramble, get back to his feet, but unable to do much with it once getting to his feet.
Whereas her 5 of 11 from the floor. I don't really have a clear feeling as to who won. Maybe this guy because they're showing him on the camera. But, you know, we joined this one in progress.
The chance of Cuba for David Matos brought a nice entourage right here. I root for all fighters from the US.
Hey, what's up, Bama?
From Europe, from Africa, from Asia. This is a sport that's for everybody, and it's for every size, and it's for men, and it's for women, and we've seen MMA fighters that are over 40. We've seen fighters
back to baseball tonight. Really hope youth baseball finds ahead like they should. Look up to instead of TB, maybe Adam Jones is pretty cool. I thought King Griffey Jr. had like some significant role with Little League or youth baseball. I could be wrong though. Maybe that's with like the Jackie Robinson Foundation that he has his role, but I know I saw Griffey was tied to something like that. Yeah, Jones would be good.
He did just that. For a debut, I am really impressed with this guy, Pablo.
Really liked it, and I hope we have him here again. Sean Merriman, if you're hearing me, David Matos. Ooh.
Yeah, social media wise. Yeah, Griffey's that generation that's older than me, you know, by 15, 20 years at least. So yeah, those guys didn't grow up on the internet. Somebody a little bit younger than I am actually would be more ideal. Butler and Kuminga too many passes and they don't get a lay-in on a 2-on-1 break. I think it was more on Kuminga than anything, but I'm always kind of anti-Kuminga. Hopefully he'll shut me up and put up a big game for a change. Minnesota's not really setting the world on fire, but Golden State's just not taking advantage. 18-11 currently. He does help people get into baseball, but by the time people are into it, that group of content creators, like, you have nothing against their personality. You like somebody who can represent the game better, who wasn't kicked out of the league for multiple different reasons. Sure. Yeah, putting stuff on social media that people want to watch that's engaging, that's actually positive, from a person that has a positive background with no, you know, no blotches on the resume.
Judges scored the bout 30-27 for your winner. Out of the red corner, Davis Matos.
So Matos will get the win. I should have somebody here at the door soon. I'll try to rejoin in and out. I'll be monitoring chat from my phone as best I can. So we're live on Twitch and YouTube. Pick your poison and enjoy the fights. All BRB.
Wow, me siento bien. Primeramente que todo quiero darle gracias a mi familia aquí, a mi suegro que me han apoyado desde el principio, a mi esposa que la amo, a mis amigos, a mis coaches, Antonio, Brady, este que está aquí, gracias a todos. Solamente quiero decir una cosa. ¡Viva Cuba Libre! ¡Patria y vida! ¡Y a Canel sin go!
Yeah, he likes to say thank you to all the supporters, his family, his wife, Coach Antonio McKee, Agent McKee, myself, Team Body Shop, and he says, you know, love and freedom to Cuba.
How do you feel? Your first amateur debut, how are you able to shake off those nerves coming into the cage?
¿Cómo te sentiste andar aquí en la jaula y poniéndote a pelear en esta pelea de este show de Lights Out?
Wow, una gran experiencia. Nada, gracias a los promotores de aquí de todo esto y gracias.
He says it was a beautiful experience. He can't wait to come back and just thank you. He's ready for the next one.
Lastly, David, how are you going to celebrate after this big win?
¿Qué vas a hacer después de la pelea? ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Voy a festejar con mi familia, con mi esposa. Y voy a volver el lunes, estoy entrenando de vuelta al gimnasio, a mejorar, a entrenar más duro, porque yo vine a ser campeón, yo vine a ser número 1 del mundo. Y sé que lo voy a lograr.
He's going to celebrate with his family, teammates, and his beautiful wife. And first thing Monday, he'll be back at practice so he can fight for the Lights Out title. So be ready for him.
Congratulations.
Gracias, Antonio. Te quiero.
Back to you, Pablo.
Thank you, the coach. Loves you.
That was awesome. He said, hey, Antonio McKee, I love you. He also said he wants to be a champion. And I've never been so impressed by somebody making their amateur debut as I was by David Matos. I did not see a flaw in his game. Blake, your thoughts?
Yeah, he looked fantastic. I was really impressed with his performance. And here we go on the replays. And round 1, round 2, and round 3, virtually the same thing. We saw Matos get in, throw some bombs, and then secure a takedown. Once on top, started grinding with ground and pound and pressure.
Yeah, David just went over and hugged Antonio McKee. What a good fight. What a good fighter. Loved what I saw. I think we're going to see him here again and again. Shout out to the McKees, because all their fighters, not only do they improve with each fight, every single one will tell you, I love the McKees. And there you saw it from David. He didn't say, I love you to my wife as many times as he said, I love you to McKee. Quick break, and we'll be back with more. The next fight, Jacob Allen taking on Christopher Williamson. Oh, it's going to be a good one inside the cage. LXF 24. back. First fight went to a decision, but I loved what I saw from Matos. We still have 6 more fights. The main event being Tyrell Fortune taking on Myron Dennis. In case you guys missed the top of the show, that's going to be a heavyweight fight. Alongside me is Blake Bulletproof Troop, the LXF heavyweight champion, but he announced his retirement today. So let's get back inside the cage with Tyson Johnson.
And now, please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Christopher Williamson.
Oh, another fight featuring 2 fighters making their amateurs debut. It's going to be a good night of breaking down debut people. We saw from Matos, a pro-looking amateur. Nathaniel Marshall, I just think he got steamrolled, so I couldn't see enough of him. What are your thoughts on Christopher Williamson's walk-in?
You know, it's a debuter, so I don't necessarily have a whole lot of notes on the kid, but he looks fairly calm. I'm not even sure what camp he's out of. But again, we always bring the best amateur fighters from around the world to compete here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting, so I know this kid's going to be pretty good.
And he's got the look. He looks serious. He looks ready. Big lights, though, for your amateur debut. I can't blame him if he's a bit nervous in this situation.
You know, it surprises me sometimes when I see guys debut on a stage of this magnitude, because this is pretty darn close to the biggest league there is.
Look, I mean, Mike Beltran is checking you out. And that Mike Beltran, the same one who checked out every single famous, greatest heavyweight, lightweight, middleweight, every greatest fighter ever. That same referee is telling you in your ear the same thing that hurt. It's got to be special.
You know, speaking of greats in mixed martial arts, I think Mike Beltran is one of the greats. The greatest facial hair in combat sports.
And one of the greatest referees. And there's the entrance of our first fighter, Christopher Williamson, out of the blue corner.
Please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Jacob Allen.
Okay, a little different entrance. Oh, he's coming in. Big smile, full energy. It's his debut. Brought the fans out. A big section all standing for Jacob Allen. He's got the music bumping. I'm feeling it, Blake. How do you see his entrance?
You know, the first thing about his entrance, huge pop from the crowd here. A lot of people came to see Jacob Allen get down in his debut here tonight.
2 free tickets and 2 T-shirts. All you gotta do is scan the barcode, download Lights Out Sports TV for a shot at winning 2 free tees. I'm a large in case they can throw one my way. What are you, Blake? Double XL? But you like to show the gun, so you're...
XL shirt, double XL sweatshirts. But the XLs are a little tight on the guns. Probably why my sleeves keep ripping off.
Look at the smile from Jacob Allen. Everybody on their feet. Oh, he's got a gang of at least, what, 50 deep here, all on their feet for Allen.
Yeah, huge pop when they announced his name, and this kid looks ready.
Let's go to the tail of the tape. 5'9" and oh, that's the other fighters, but let's go to the tail of the tape for Jacob Allen and Christopher Williamson. Similar numbers for both.
Yeah, I don't see a drastic differential in these. Oh, here we go.
Debut for both at 5'7". This fight brought to you by Walgreens Dispensary. This fight is sponsored by Walgreens Dispensary, elevating collective well-being. Check them out for all your cannabis needs in the San Diego area.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 133.2 pounds. He represents the UFC gym, making his fight debut out of San Jacinto, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christopher Hamza Williamson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 134.8 pounds. He represents the OCRDC fight team, making his fight debut out of Corona, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jacob Allen. Your referee for this Lights Out bout will be Frank Trigg.
Frank Trigg inside, be the referee. saw the big fan base for Jacob Allen. There's another section also packed with Jacob Allen fans. Again, the debut for both is another amateur fight. 3 rounds of 2-minute each.
Yeah, equal amount of experience inside of the cage, but Jacob Allen looks so much more calm and ready to get in there and get to the work.
Yeah, he didn't even want to touch gloves, but he still gave him the little snap to Williamson. Williamson out of the blue corner in the red shorts. First to throw punches.
Yeah, throwing very loopy punches with no setup, especially starting with that rear overhand, which is so dangerous to do. Because if you're throwing the first punch with that backhand, your opponent has so much time to see it and counter.
Great kick by Allen down low. And also Williamson throws those punches, but he ducks his head down as if not even looking where he's going. More what we expect from an amateur, different than what we saw from David Matos in the boxing he showed in the previous amateur fight.
So that's a big thing I say when you see how calm guys are. And Jacob Allen came in very calm. Our last 2 fighters came in, whoa!
Uppercut. Oh, holds him down. Oh, and a nice right hook. And he's got him down, and Frank Trigg stops the fight. And this fight is over in 49 seconds. Give it up for Jacob Allen. Enjoy your moment, kid.
Man, this kid came out here in his debut to perform in front of everybody he knows, and he just walked away with an incredible highlight reel, Pablo.
Jacob Allen pumped up the crowd, and he said, yeah, when we gave him the thumbs up just now. Williamson throwing punches, he gave all he could, but we just saw just superior boxing and everything right now from Jacob Allen. The fans were here, fed off that energy. Good moment. Now he's going to have his time with Bonnie Jill Laughlin. But your thoughts on Jacob Allen's amateur debut?
Man, this kid was very strategic and patient. Williamson came out throwing some heavy shots at him. He may have been leading with the rear overhand, but still, a guy coming at you throwing heavy hands is something that can really mess with a lot of guys, especially a debuter on such a big stage in front of so many people that they know.
Look at this. They're all on their feet. And again, when your friend fights, and I can say this because I've had lots of friends, MMA fighters, UFC champions are friends of mine. Bulletproof Troops, a friend of mine, he fought in there. You get nervous, doesn't matter who they fight against. So those 50 people were nervous, and they wanted this to end this way. Holds his head down.
Yeah, once he got that, that one-hand plum, he started unloading some dirty boxing. Finally, an uppercut puts Williamson down. Obviously hurt. Frank Trigg steps in to stop the action. What a performance by Jacob. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more in a debut. You got everybody, highlight reel finish, no damage. He's got to be feeling good right now.
I would have loved to have seen Matos versus Jacob Allen. Maybe in the future in their pro debuts. Imagine Matos and Allen facing off. A quick break and we'll be back with more. This is LightsOut 24. This is LightsOut 24. A good start to the night, seeing some amateurs with lots of good potential. Let's go over to Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after just 49 seconds into round number 1, your winner by way of TKO, Jacob Allen.
Jacob, congratulations. Woo, 49 seconds. What was going through your mind when you're walking into this cage for your first amateur debut?
Just putting them away, you know, just listening to my coaches and doing as I trained, and that's what happens. Listen.
speaking to your coaches, I heard you go over there and say, you want to do this again right away.
Right away. Right away. We can do it next weekend. We can do it next weekend. Sounds good.
Now, you've got a lot of family and friends in the house. How did that fuel your energy to do what you did tonight?
The amount of the support system is unmatched. So I thank you for everybody that came out and supported. Listen, you know.
You're in the win column now, 1-0. How do you feel?
I feel great. Feel ready to go. We can go again right now.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
Pablo, back to you.
A little amateur mistake. Can we point it out, Blake? Can we point out the amateur mistake? Point it out since you're the fighter. I don't want to say.
Having the mouthpiece in during the interview.
Yeah, take out the mouthpiece so you can enjoy your interview. But, you know, it's his first fight. For his second one, he'll take out the mouthpiece. He didn't need it for this fight, though.
Hey,
Recap the fight.
The biggest mistake you have is forgetting to take your mouthpiece out before your interview, then you're having a great night.
Exactly.
He came out on top of the world. Ton of fans here, patient, and ended up dropping his opponent with some dirty boxing. Wrapped up that single plum and uppercuts and hooks coming until he put Williamson down.
Yeah, he accidentally punched himself in the hand also because he had him so controlled. And then that's what you got to do. Just finish the fight. Don't take any chances. It's your amateur debut, and he did just that. 100 people strong, standing up, going crazy, and enjoying the moment, climbing the cage.
You know, but you can't count Christopher Williamson out. During the interview, you could see a little bit of a split lip on Jacob Allen. So one of those punches clearly got through. Didn't get the damage that he would have liked. But for him to be able to take a shot like that and stay calm and focused during the matchup shows that this kid is very well developed and used to being under pressure.
We have several fights, the main event being a heavyweight fight. Lights Out champion right here. There's the belt in case you missed the show earlier. Blake, tell the people one more time.
So unfortunately for y'all fans at home, and fortunately for the fighters in the heavyweight division, Blake Bulletproof Troop has officially retired from mixed martial arts competition. So y'all can go get the belt now. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Quick commercial break and we'll tell you the rest of the story. But yeah, the Lights Out heavyweight champ has retired. Congratulations, retiring on top. The one and only Blake Bulletproof Troop. I'm Pablo Alcina. Quick break. We'll be right back. Back, LXF 24. What a fun night. We have plenty of more fights left. I am Pablo Alcina. He's Blake Bulletproof Troop. So we were just mentioning Blake has retired as Lights Out heavyweight champion, going out on top.
You know, I don't think there's a better way to do it, Pablo. I think a lot of guys stick around for a little bit too long. I had already left and accepted retiring after COVID happened, you know, changed things drastically here in California. Had the opportunity to come back and fight for the belt. The opportunity that I felt COVID robbed me of. Came in, got the belt, and now I'm going to go back to focusing on professional wrestling, commentary, and some of the other entertainment industry ventures in my career.
We're going to act in movies together. And how about this, Blake? Your last fight, I got to do play-by-play for it. So let's show some of the highlights of Blake Bulletproof Troop first coming in with that swag, that style. Break down your own fight, Blake.
Yeah, so Kelvin Fidial, the big hit. This dude's highlight reel is insane. Just knocking dudes silly. So I got in there, threw some hands, secured the takedown, and really started grinding on this dude. The closeout round 1, I was pounding on him. Coming into round 2, very quickly secured the takedown, and I trapped his hand here. He kind of went for a guillotine, and as you can see, I trapped that left arm and ended up, I felt him go to sleep.
Yeah, you see from that shot, you see his hand going for the tap, but you had him so tight he couldn't even tap in that position. Just a great fight, a great moment. The champ has retired. Blake Bulletproof Troop got the Lights Out heavyweight belt, and now he has retired. So congratulations once again, going out on top. A friend, a great champion, a great person. Y también habla español, also speaks a little Spanish.
Sí, claro que sí.
There it is. Keep your eyes on this guy because he's retiring as a champ. And now other fighters we got to keep an eye on, amateurs that are going to fight for the amateur title, which you can only see on Lights Out Sport TV app. So make sure to download the Lights Out Sports TV app and keep watching us. Right there, you can also get 2 free tickets and 2 t-shirts. And who's going to fight for the title but Pepe Miller? So let's roll his last fight. Talk to me about Pepe Miller, who's fighting for the title against Joao Soedo out of Brazil. And Joao Soedo is undefeated, so it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, so Pepe Miller really impressed me last time. Came out and fought a Machida karate guy. Tossed him around, as you see right there. Extremely long, great jabs, great kicks. Able to step in and throws bombs. And as you can see, I don't remember his opponent's name, but this dude was tough as nails. But Pepe Miller just kept bombing on him until the referee stepped in and stopped the fight. I'm really excited to watch this kid get back in here again. And it would not surprise me if he's able to take out Joao Soedo, who in my opinion is the favorite in this matchup. The undefeated fighter versus Pepe Miller.
Yeah, Joao Soedo, talented. He's 4-0. Pepe Miller, he's a lightning in a bottle. He's out of San Diego, California. Same as Lights Out, Sean Merriman. Shout out to everybody in San Diego. It's going to be a good one. Blake Pablo, quick break, and we'll be back with more Lights Out Extreme Fighting action. Bam, baby.
And now, please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Raheem Khan Bakunov.
first. Out of the blue corner, Rakim Khan Bakhodirkhanov. Out of Uzbekistan, wrestling huge for MMA out of Uzbekistan. These are fighters that can grapple with the best of them.
Yeah,
Started his career with only one loss, but it's early, it's an amateur.
Also out of King's MMA, meaning this guy trains with a lot of high-level professional fighters, which in my opinion at the amateur level, who you're training with, I mean at the professional level, but it really shows at the amateur level when you're training with guys that are going to prepare you for a professional career. And fighting out of King's MMA, this kid is training and preparing for a professional career at the highest level.
And remember, you can get 2 free tickets and 2 t-shirts. You have to download the Lights Out Sports TV app for a shot at winning 2 free tees. Scan that barcode as you see Mike Beltran getting this fight ready. Scan that barcode, 2 free tickets and 2 t-shirts. And remember, you have to get the Lights Out Sports TV app because the next fights, you can watch them on the Lights Out Sports TV app. So wherever you're watching, you have to get the Lights Out Sports TV app. They have movies, they have fights, they have all kinds of things on Lights Out. It's awesome.
Yeah, man, they got every new sport. They got racing, they got chess, they got sports movies. Everything is available on the Lights Out Sports app, and it's free, Pablo.
Free? There's nothing free nowadays. Are you serious? Well done, Lights Out. Well done, Sean Merriman. Lights Out Sports TV app. And remember, we're also, if you're in Southern California, you can come to LBC, to Thunder Studios, and you can come hang with us and see some great fights. Back to Tyson Johnson.
And now, please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Jesse Hernandez.
Jesse Hernandez coming in. Oh, let's see if blondes do have more fun. Jesse rocking the blonde hair for his debut. He looks about 11 years old. If he shaves off his mustache, I don't think he can come in here, but I love that youthful energy and smile that he's walking in with.
Man, you are right. This kid does look like he's 16 years old. I wonder what the age limit is to compete in amateur mixed martial arts. You know, I'm not entirely sure, but I see some tattoos on this kid, so maybe he's a little older.
No, I don't think he's that young, but he has that baby face. So I like it. I like it. He's got the blonde hair. Where's the sheet? That's my producer real quick, because I don't...
Yeah, so Jesse Hernandez making his debut here. Looks really excited to be here. I think the walk that a fighter makes says so much about how they're feeling. And this kid is having fun, and he looks like he's excited to be here. Some guys dread it. Some guys are scared of it. But this kid looks excited, happy, and ready to make his debut here in front of a live audience at Lights Out Extreme Fighting 24.
What a moment coming in. They got the shin guards again. This is a camo fight. Let's go to, and he's got lots of fans out here. Lots of noise. Let's go to the tail of the tape. 5'4" and 5'5". This fight brought to you by Office Beacon. The fight is sponsored by Office Beacon, a global leader in business process outsourcing, empowering businesses to soar by providing trained and managed remote staff at a fraction of the price. He's 19 years old.
This bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 124.8 pounds. He represents King's MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kasanase, Uzbekistan, he is the Uzbek Tiger, Rakhikhan Bakhodirkhanov. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. He weighed in at 124 pounds. He fights out of the dog pound. Ladies and gentlemen, making his fight debut out of Whittier, California, please welcome Jesse Hernandez. Your referee for this bout will be Jonathan Romero.
This is awesome. Jesse brought out so many youngsters here. This is such a family-friendly place. Come down to Thunder Studios and watch this. Let's see what Jesse Hernandez can do against Uzbekistan's Rakhimov Bakhodirkhanov.
Man, Jesse Hernandez looks extremely relaxed here.
The chance of Jesse. And the fight's underway. Nice friendly tap.
As you mentioned, his opponent, I'm not even going to try and say his name. I'm going to call him the Uzbeki Tiger. He, as you mentioned, wrestling is huge. He tags him early.
But look at at Jesse responds, looking for the takedown, but as we expected, solid wrestling from the man from Uzbekistan.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed that he was able to dodge, or sprawl!
Oh!
Sprawl on that takedown, because it looked like Hernandez was deep.
And Jesse again looking for another takedown, but Rakim Khanov just looks solid and just bigger. I don't know if that's going to be the right way for Jesse to go, but I'm impressed by how the 19-year-old bounced back from Vlad Barrage. And he's still in this.
He definitely looked hurt early on in the early moments of this round, and then twice has gotten his shots shut down by the Uzbeki Tiger. I'd like to see Hernandez start implementing some offense, particularly before his takedown attempts. He's just shooting shots from distance and getting him stuffed, which doesn't... Whoa!
That was a beautiful knee from Rakim Khan.
Yeah, Rakim, obviously, like I said earlier, clear pedigree in wrestling, the way that he's fighting with underhooks and sprawling on shots, but Hernandez now turns things around and has the Uzbeki Tiger against the cage. I'd like to see him drop down and try and suck his opponent's hips away.
Okay, we've talked about Jesse. I'm going to say I'm impressed from Rakim Khan. He started his career with a loss, but he's solid, great punching, solid strikes, strong. But Jesse's still hanging on this.
Nice Greco throw there. Counters the pressure by Hernandez. I'll be honest, it looked like Uzbeki Tiger was a little bit nervous. He's coming in 0-1. I might have counted this guy out just a little bit, as well as the fans here for Hernandez. No, Hernandez gets lucky and ends up on top of the closing moments of round one. He has got to do something drastic here if he wants to win this round, because it has all been the Uzbeki Tiger thus far, Pablo.
But Jesse, to his credit, survived the round. He's still in this. And the chance again of Jesse.
You know, great way for him to finish the round, because he's starting to get some momentum back. You end the round on bottom and just accept that. You kind of lose some momentum going into the next round. Here, the opening moments when we saw the Uzbeki Tiger land a shot or two, I couldn't tell. Oh, that was the head kick against the, almost front against the cage there towards the halfway point. And here Hernandez gets so deep, but the Uzbeki Tiger gets his hips back and shuts down the takedown.
Quick break, and we'll be back with more. 19-year-old Jesse Hernandez taking on Rakim Khan. Bukhodorokhanov. This is LXF 24, Lights Out Extreme Fighting. We are back, round two. Jesse Hernandez out of Whittier, California, fighting out of the red corner. He's got the blonde hair.
Yeah, he came out, pumped a few jabs out, and then faked the shot, which I think is very smart of him to start feinting that shot, because Uzbeki Tiger's been biting on it. Oh, tags him!
Nice right hook from Jesse Hernandez, who's still in this. Now the question is, who's got more gas in the tank? Because Rakim Khan, he wasted a lot in the first round, and I think that's why he's going to try to use some wrestling and try to change up the strategy. And if he's got the bag, this could be over quick.
You know, I feel like he looked like the fresher of the... Whoa! Beautiful roll, secures the back. Man, and that is that high-level wrestling pedigree, and Hernandez is not giving up, though, despite being out-wrestled drastically by the Uzbeki Tiger thus far.
A cartwheel using his head as leverage from Rakim Khan. Now taking his back again, big blows. This doesn't look good for Jesse Hernandez.
Needs to turn and face him right here. He has a moment. He needs to get to his feet and turn and face his opponent and dig for an underhook like this. He needs to get that right hand now dug in between him and his opponent, or he's going to get dumped.
Rakim Khan gets him down.
And being sitting up against a cage like this is better than laying flat on your back against the cage, but you're not far from getting your hips sucked out and put back down. Jesse Hernandez needs to let go of the head and start stuffing it down and scooting his hips back and away. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Oh, he may be under the neck here. We now see...
Oh,
this
look
is
at
one of the
Jesse!
things about wrestlers is they...
Oh! Nice combination from Hernandez.
You know, I thought that Uzbeki Tiger was a little hurt there, but I don't think so. But this is the most life and offense we've seen out of Jesse Hernandez. He's got to keep this flowing. He needs to dig that right-handed and turn his hips off to the right-hand side and escape this cage control.
There you see that fire of those Whittier, California boys with that Hispanic blood. Jesse Hernandez, he's not giving up. He's got his fans behind can do this. Oh, so many youngsters between 16 and 20 cheering him on. What a moment that he survived 2 rounds and he's still in there. I love it, and who knows, he might steal this one.
Man, he looked like he had the neck secured here under the chin. I'm a little surprised he bailed on it. I'm not mad at him for landing a few strikes. I would have liked to maybe see him throw a few strikes and drop for the shot.
Quick break, and we'll be back with the 3rd and final round. We got a good one between Hernandez and Rakim Khan. LXF 24, tu amigo Pablo Alcina. LXF heavyweight champ Blake Bulletproof Troop to my right. Round 3 underway. 2 rounds to none. I have it for Bakodorkinov, but impressive that Hernandez is still in there. Jesse Hernandez.
Yeah, you see him, you realize he needs to come in and make something happen. But the thing about moving towards a great grappler is you bring your hips close to him. The closer your hips are, the easier.
Oh! Jesse Hernandez landed a right bomb, and he's on top, and this place is about to go crazy. Jesse Hernandez, sí se puede. Just landed a beautiful right, and now an uppercut.
Whoa!
He knows he has to end it, and his brain's going insane.
Oh! I'd like to see him disengage here and start landing some strikes. The Uzbeki Tiger is absolutely hurt.
Look at this place. They're all jumping up and down. They know he needs this round. Chance of Jesse. And Hernandez is still there. Oh, but he needs to get a knockout, or would this be enough for a 10-8 and maybe get a draw?
You know, that's a great question, Pablo. We got another 55 seconds to see how this round ends, but if it continues like it has thus far, this could absolutely be a draw. I would like to see Hernandez just push him away and stand up and get to his feet and say, get up, my man, because he's doing damage.
Regardless what happens, Jesse Hernandez has shown heart.
Oh,
he's showing he belongs, and he's trying to finish it here. The referee.
Uzbeki Tiger needs to do, I'm not surprised they stopped that.
Over! What a fight! Pandemonium and lights out.
You know, I'm not surprised they stopped that. You can see Uzbeki Tiger's a little upset, but being an amateur fight, he was taking shots. Referee was very close to stepping in. I even said, like, oh man, he's got to do something drastic here to get it. And then the referee stopped the fight. I'm not mad at that stoppage for an amateur fight. And wow, what a fantastic come from behind finish for Jesse Hernandez here in his amateur debut at Lights Out Extreme Fighting 24.
I'm going to stand and I'm going to clap for that kid, because so many would have quit early on when he took a knee to the face. His fans weren't quitting. They were all here. This is absolutely awesome. Look at the kids' faces, 16, 17, 18. They're all emotional. Some of them are crying for Jesse. What a moment. They thought he was going to lose. I'm talking about the fans that are watching him. So many young kids, and this 19-year-old is soaking in the moment.
Man,
I know it's an amateur fight, Jesse.
Jess, listen to them.
Yeah, Lights Out is awesome. Pump up the nats. Look at this.
Yeah, let's take a look at that replay, Pablo, because things were looking like they were going to go very differently going into round 3, and then early in the round, Hernandez drops him and starts pounding down on him with ground and pound. Uzbeki Tiger clearly hurt, trying his best, maybe even on cruise control at times, to get back to his feet or secure a top position. And here he's taking shots, not in my opinion, really intelligently defending himself here. And we see Jonathan Romero stepping in. You can see how close.
And you weren't defending the blows. So, you know, I think maybe he could have let it going a little bit more, but again, it's an amateur fight. Quick break, and we'll be back with more. Jesse Hernandez put on a show. What drama. Lights Out Extreme Fighting.
1 minute 28 seconds into round number 3, your winner by way of TKO, Jesse Hernandez.
Jesse, you showed a lot of resiliency. How are you able to bounce back after going behind in those first couple rounds?
I don't even know, to be honest. My coaches are just inspiring me to just one knockout was it. That was it. I don't know, to be honest.
I haven't heard this arena so loud in such a long time. Be able to have so much support from these family and friends and keep you in this fight. What can you say about the support that you had?
Wait, can you say it again? Can you say it again?
How can you what do you think about the support you had from your family and friends tonight?
That's my motivation right there, baby. Like, there's a reason I love to do this, baby. And that's it. That's what I do it for, my people.
Now, did you practice some of that on the ground, grappling, getting the rolling attempts and be able to escape those attempts?
Not to be honest with you, I just did it out of nowhere. Because it was just, I didn't want to get suplexed, so that was my only way out.
You're now in the win column. How does that feel?
Feels amazing, baby. All glory to God. That's who it is.
Congratulations. You have plenty of people to celebrate with.
Thank you, LightsOut, and everyone else.
All right, let's go. Pablo.
Thank you, Bonnie, Jill, and I totally agree with Bonnie. This place was louder than I've heard it since the Blake Bulletproof Troop heavyweight title fight that he won. But I love the energy. I love the heart that he showed. Well done, Jesse Hernandez. I have to roll the R's for a kid who won with so much heart. Break it down, Blake Bulletproof Troop.
Man, Jesse Hernandez is a dog. Round 1. Well, first these guys came out, and how calm the Uzbeki Tiger looked. I thought, is this guy a little scared? Looked really almost gun-shy at the beginning, right before the bell, but came out swinging.
And then it was the other way around. Jesse was the one who looked gun-shy and looked a little nervous.
Absolutely right, because in rounds 1 and 2, it was basically the Uzbeki Tiger taking him down and hitting him, not necessarily doing a ton of damage, but in my opinion, really owning the fight. And in round 3, they went into that, and what a change things were in round 3.
Yeah, and it all changed with one punch, a beautiful hook, a beautiful right hook that landed flush. Let's watch it. I just missed it, but yeah, a beautiful shot from Jesse Hernandez. And then the referee stoppage. Oh, we got Phil Davis here between us. What's up, big man? And again, let's wrap it up real quick. Blake, what do you think about this?
Just ground and pound. Once he hurt his opponent, stuck on him and continued the onslaught until referee Jonathan Romero stepped in and, in my opinion, made the right call, stopping the fight right there.
Quick break, and we'll be back with Phil Davis sitting between Blake and I. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting. we have a special guest with us on the table. Phil Davis, fighter for PFL now, but you fought at Bellator, you fought at UFC. I've called your fights before. I still don't believe you're 40 years old. You still look 20 years old. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. Body feels great. I mean, why stop?
And your brain is perfect. A Penn State University graduate right here. So shout out to anybody who goes to universities. Penn State, one of the best. I see your charisma, your intelligence. After such a long career, how did you survive so long and still have everything intact?
You know, it's the same in any sport. The less damage you take early on, the longer your career can be. You know, you look at the big quarterbacks. Let's take Tom Brady. He doesn't take as many big hits. He has good teammates around him. He doesn't take those blindside sacks early on in his career. Then he can play until he's 40.
The big thing I always talk about in fighting, the most underrated skill is ability to avoid taking damage.
Absolutely.
Especially for a long career, like Phil's saying.
Absolutely.
So talk to us about your next fight, PFL. What can we see? I know it's in June. Phil, break it all down for us. Tell the people what you're going to see when Phil Davis enters that cage again.
So, PFL semifinals going down for the light heavyweights, June 27, live in Winchester Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of excitement. One step closer to getting to the prize, the main event. And, man, I'm excited. Going against Sullivan Culligan. And it's going to be a great fight. Two wrestlers back in the cage, Arizona State versus Penn State. I don't need to tell you guys who wins that.
Well, if it was football, we know who would win that.
Fair enough.
The cage, I like Phil in this one also. Blake.
I agree. Phil, so what are you going to do when you win the six-figure paycheck from winning the playoffs?
You know what? I gotta buy a new house, man.
All right, he's going responsible. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, though I already promised my boys. I'm like, yeah, we're getting a new crib, boys.
Phil, but I have to know, have you downloaded the LightsOut Sports TV app? Because we got to plug it right there. You
gotta get it.
Make sure to scan the codes, 2 free tickets and 2 T-shirts. Phil Davis here with us. I called your fights in the UFC, in Bellator, in PFL. He just retired from fighting.
Look at that.
Is the R word anywhere near you? Are you even thinking retirement? Is that anywhere near? Because, again, you're 40, but you look 20.
Thank you. So here's how I look at it. It's not that it's not around, but it's kind of like, you know, a divorce. If I knew the day that you were going to get divorced, you are divorced right this second. You know what I mean? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But right now, I'm just focused on fighting.
I absolutely love this conversation because of what you're just hearing him talk. He's so intelligent. He's giving advice to the youngsters, advice to marriage couples as well. I love it all. So, Phil, what advice?
That was not advice.
So, what advice do you have for somebody who wants to follow in Phil Davis' footsteps and wants to have a long-lasting career? Where should they start training? What should they do? Not only inside the cage, but outside as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So, any of my young people coming up, I tell them, get into wrestling. It is the best martial art to learn as your base. After that, jiu-jitsu. You can actually wrestle and do jiu-jitsu at the same time. But to get that sort of base, that combat background, it's just invaluable. The other thing is, don't be in a rush. A lot of my guys are 18 years old and they want to get in there and they want to start fighting. And I'm like, maybe one fight every other year, but you want to spend your time growing. You know, at 18, you're an adult, but you are not fully developed. You know, you want to spend your time growing as a martial artist, as an athlete. You're going to learn so much more about your body in the next decade. 28. Oh my God.
And what did you learn in Penn State University that also helped you as a fighter and as a person? Because I want you to push that, because I love when I see these athletes. They're not just fighters, man. They're educated, they're talented, they're great people, and this is one of the best examples of that. So I want you to preach that, Phil.
So I got my degree in sports science and exercise physiology, and so I took everything I learned in the classroom and put it right into use in wrestling. Everything from nutrition to how I hydrate, how I recover. Everything is everything. You really want to make sure you're taking care of your body, because you only get one. That is your career. Your body is your career. You have a terrible body, you have a terrible career. And so I took everything I learned from exercise science and put it right into motion. Anybody who's interested in becoming a fighter, I say read as many books as you can. There's so much, you don't even have to read books, listen to the books, for crying out loud. There's so much information out there. And even if you get to the point where you're hearing things that are conflicting, just having heard it in 2 places, you can find out which one is right for your body, and everybody's body's different. This guy, much bigger than me, right?
This guy much bolder than you. But don't say it, Phil. Don't throw me out like that. Because if I had your hair, I'd be a millionaire.
But everybody's body's different, and there's a different approach for everybody's body, and you just need to know what works for you. But time and take your time. Take your time. Your 20s is definitely a good place to get a lot of work done, but you don't want to start too soon.
Check his next fight in PFL semifinals. Something tells me. Then the finals, and then the bell. Phil Davis, you're welcome here anytime.
It'll
One of the
happen.
best interviews, education, and also fighting, and also love and humanity. Phil Davis, great man. Coming up next, Joao Soito taking on Pepe Miller for the amateur Lights Out title. That is next. Quick break, and we'll be back, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen of Thunder Studios, right here in Long Beach, California, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Lights Out cage at this time, Pepe Miller.
Pepe Miller entering first. This for a title, camo title bout. Pepe Miller out of San Diego.
Yeah, and he looked fantastic in his Lights Out Extreme Fighting debut, and I believe it was 22, potentially 23, came out. This dude is extremely long for 135 pounds. I'm not sure what his actual height is, but I remember watching him the last time he fought. This dude has great straight punches, great kicks, explosive power. I'm looking forward to watching this kid get in here, but he has a very tough test ahead of him, Pablo.
This is going to be a good one. Pepe taking on Joao Soito out of Brazil. Joao undefeated. Pepe Miller with 2 wins and 1 loss. But this one might end in the first second, or it might go to decision. I'm glad I'm not doing camera for this one, because there's going to be action all over the place. And there we see the belt as Pepe Miller taking his time to get inside the cage. Once again, at Pablo Alcina on Instagram. Follow me. Just tell me you're watching. Shoot me a message. I reply to every single one. Blake Bulletproof Troop.
Yeah, at Bulletproof Troop on Instagram, at Big Troop 22 on X. But man, back to Pepe Miller. 2-fight win streak thus far. Both those fights here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting. So a veteran to the Lights Out Extreme Fighting cage, so he's used to fighting under these bright lights. Man, and this kid has so much power. When he knocked out his last opponent, man, what was his last opponent? Kunimasa Onji. That kid was tough as nails, but man, did Pepe Miller put it on him.
Yeah, Pepe likes to, he has a change of speed, like he'll be still and then boom, full speed ahead, and that's what we saw in his last fight. So I'm going to keep an eye on that also. And Joao Soito, he's undefeated, so man, I don't know what's going to happen in this one, but if it's anything like the last fight where Jesse Hernandez, as soon as it begun, we thought, oh, he's going to get run over just like the other two in the amateur fights. He hung in there 3 rounds and then turned it around, and this place was rocking. This one might be just as good.
And now, please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Joao Soito.
Joao Soito warming up, taking his time, doesn't look nervous at all. Why should he be, Blake? He's undefeated.
Yeah, man, this kid's grappling is very high level. In 2021, he competed against Paulo Miao with the Miao brothers, who are very, very high-level black belts and competitors in professional grappling. So for him to even be put on the mat with guys like that tells me this kid's grappling is next level, and I believe he's going to try and implement it here tonight against Pepe Miller in this first title bout of the evening. LXF 24, Pablo.
Oh, yeah, and we still have 3 more fights after this one. We have a heavyweight fight. We have a welterweight fight featuring Jake Babian taking on Marcus Walston. That fight you cannot miss. It's going to be amazing. Salvatore Bruno taking on Brandon Art in another good one. But this one is for a title, camo title bout. And again, shout out to Sean Merriman for what he does for these amateur fighters.
Yeah, always bringing such exciting fights. And if you guys did not watch the preliminary bouts already, you guys missed some incredible finishes, especially a come-from-behind finish by Jesse Hernandez in his debut against the Uzbeki Tiger. What a fun fight that was. But Pablo, it's title time.
Woo, I cannot wait. And speaking of titles, the Lights Out heavyweight title is now vacant officially. Bulletproof Truth retiring as Lights Out heavyweight champ. So who's going to take that? Maybe Tyrell Fortune or Myron Dennis. Whoever gets a win there, they will be begging for a title shot. Also want to shout out David Matos out of Cuba, who opened the night with impressive boxing and wrestling. And he said, I'm here to become a champion. And I believe his words. Now let's look at the tail of the tape. What jumps out at you here, Blake?
A slight height differential, but a fairly big hand or arm reach differential for Pepe Miller. 4 inches. I expect him to use that with straight punches and try and keep his opponent away.
This fight is sponsored by Family First Life. Protect what matters most. Get in touch today to learn more at familyfirstlife.com. There's the belt. That's on the line, the camo title belt. And now we go to Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. This bout will be for the Lights Out Extreme Fighting Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 134.8 pounds. He represents Victory MMA with a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 1 defeat. He hails from San Diego, California. Please welcome Grandmaster P, Pepe Miller. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 134.2 pounds. He represents Team Bloodline with an undefeated record of 4 wins and 0 defeats. He hails from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joao Mowgli Suero. Your referee for this championship bout will be Mike Beltran.
We're gonna, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, been over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves now if you want. The sound of the bell, come on out and handle your business. Let's go.
Title on the line. The Camo Lights Out title belt. 135 pounds on the line between Miller and Soedo. Get those seat belts ready, because this is going to be full speed ahead between the Brazilian and the man from San Diego. And the fight's underway.
And Mike Beltran hits the Cecil Peoples to ring the bell to start the round. If you're an OG fight fan, you know about that. But let's get to the action here in the ring. Whoa! Straight punches thus far by Pepe Miller, and I think that's going to be his key to winning this title matchup, Pablo.
Yeah, and using the 4-inch advantage in the reach that he has with those long arms, and we see him there again. Joao Soedo, he wants to take it to the ground. Great grappling, great jiu-jitsu for Soedo. Pepe Miller with a foot to the face.
But man, the way that he just took that on the chin like it was nothing. You hear the crack to that, man. But Pepe's starting to, find his range against Joao.
Beautiful. He went backwards with that left jab and still had pop in it. That's what 4 inches of difference gives you the ability to do.
Yeah, came out, stuck him early in the round with a few jabs, hit him with that head kick, and then a straight left that rocked him. But again, Joao eats it like it's nothing. Now he's in on a single, and this could spell trouble for Pepe Miller. 2 minutes left in the round.
Look at Pepe nearly going full split on that.
He's doing a great job trying to sprawl his leg back. I'd like to see him start stuffing his opponent's head down. It looks like blood's starting to fall from the nose of Joao Soedo, excuse me. But he's in good position now. If he can lock his hands here under Pepe Miller's hips, he may be able to secure this takedown.
Yeah, Pepe Miller does not want to have his back on the ground and have Soedo on top of him, because he is a beast. But look at the blood dripping down. Is it from Soedo's nose, or is it a cut?
I think it's from that straight left, the last big punch that he caught him with.
Great
job there,
busted his nose.
digging those underhooks in by Pepe Miller, preventing his opponent from grabbing his hips.
Blake, as a fighter, not that it's happened to you, but when you're bleeding from the nose, it affects your breathing. How else does it affect your whole game?
So I would say the biggest thing absolutely affects your breathing. But the biggest thing is you become far more vulnerable, in my opinion, to being knocked out, because now you have to breathe through your mouth. If you're breathing through your mouth is open and far less secured to take a big shot. If you have a loose jaw and somebody blasts you in the jaw, it's going to rock your world far more than if you have a clenched jaw. So blood coming from the nose makes him far more vulnerable for a strike to knock him out.
And the belt is on the line. Miller seeing blood. Now in the other way, when you see your opponent bleeding from the nose, do you change your strategy? Do you keep going with what's working?
I haven't been in that position, so it's hard to say. I would try and stick to my game plan as much as possible. And I think Pepe Miller's doing the right thing. Straight punches, enough forward pressure that it's strategic, but not overly pressuring his opponent. That way he's able to avoid being taken down. The big danger of over-pressuring a grappler is you make it easy for him to get in and get your hips.
Last 15 seconds of round number 1, a fun, action-packed round with the belt on the line.
Yeah, Miller's looking for that left straight again. And I think that's the one that busted the nose open.
Blood splatter all over the Lights Out mat. Family First Life logo in the center. Now blood dripping. Good first round for Pepe Miller. Joao Soedo wants to get it to the mat, was not able to do so.
Yeah, not only did Pepe Miller get in and land some great strikes. Let's take a look at these replays here.
See, they show the kick. Boom!
Oh, and Joao just eats it like nothing. And then Pepe Miller sticks him with a straight left right about here that I think is the one that cracked his nose open. Boom! Oh, man, and he just eats that shot. And not only did Pepe Miller land some great shots, but then Joao shot and got fairly deep on a takedown, even had Pepe Miller against the cage, and Miller kept his back off the mat. That has got to be helping with his confidence going into round 2.
Yeah, and when you see the replay again, that left that busted his nose, he was going backwards, and he still had pop on it. That shows impressive, good boxing technique, using all the leverage, even going backwards to still land that punch. 4-inch difference in the reach. Joao Soedo is going to need to close that. Let's see what happens in round numero 2. What a good one. Camo title belt on the line.
Yeah, beautiful use there of straight punches by Pepe Miller, and I think that's exactly what he needs to do again here in the second round. Strategic pressure, where he's pressuring a little bit, but not overly pressured. Straight punches, and then looking to land kicks. Joao comes right out.
Soedo throwing a straight right that gets through. Pepe shook his head like, nah, I didn't. Ooh. Miller responded.
You You know, I think Jao realized he needs to come in and do more pressure instead of, whoa, being the one pressured. But now you see Pepe Miller sitting back and striking, landing some great shots, particularly that straight left down the pipe.
If Pepe Miller times a knee when Joao goes to,
you know, amateur can't knee to the head of an opponent. Yeah, but I agree 100% with you. And you see the range that Pepe Miller's forcing him to take shots at, just beyond punch range, which means he has a lot of, whoa, beautiful job there. Pepe Miller getting his hips back and then his head back when he sprawled too soon. Here, I'd like to see him disengage, push him off, and separate himself. You don't want to be connected with a high-level black belt. Beautiful job there by Pepe Miller.
Pepe Miller's boxing really making a difference so far in this one.
I want to see a head kick come right about now by Pepe Miller. You see Jao circling towards the right, which is the power side of Pepe Miller. And if he walks into a head kick, it could be lights out.
Loving the right snap jab from Pepe Miller. Want to see more of that because it's finding that nose and face every time.
And it's finding that because of the range he's keeping. He's staying just beyond straight punch range. So when Jao comes in, he just tags him with that. Occasionally following, or instead of throwing the jab, a powerful straight left that rocked Jao's world early in round 1.
90 seconds to go in this second round.
Again.
Yeah, such a good snap on that.
Ooh! Again, he's dialing that straight left in. Oh, there's the head kick I told you I wanted to see!
Mike Beltran looking, he's gonna stop it. He has to stop it. Pepe Miller, take your bow. What a show!
Yeah, what a What a fantastic performance, Pablo. He just went in there and took it all from the undefeated Jao Silva. Beautiful display of striking, beautiful display of takedown defense, and then a highlight reel finish with the head kick. Pepe, Grandmaster P, is going home with some championship jewelry, Pablo.
What a moment. He started the first round with a great kick to the face. Second round starts, and Blake says, I want to see another kick to the face. I said, I want to see more snapping jabs. Well, he did both. He set him up with those snapping jabs. He threw one left hook that caught fear. So then he had Joao not knowing if it's a jab, is it the left hook, and he went with the kick, and bye, baby, what a knockout.
Yeah.
Boom!
And Jao.
Oh, we got our reaction on this?
Man, Jao ate that first head kick in the first round. And I would say like nothing, but just took it. Here in the second round, Grandmaster P lands it, and it's the beginning of the end. Wow. And you can see our faces right there. What?
No faking at all in our reaction. See, sets him up with the little loop, the straight left, and then he waits for it.
These straight punches kept him at long range. So you see, this is perfect head kick range. And eventually he found that shot by utilizing straight punches, keeping him at a distance so it would prevent the takedown, and then finding a home for these big shots and getting the finish essentially with the head kick. He followed up with some ground and pound, but that head kick is the one that was the beginning of the end. Oh, wow, look at that gash on his face.
Oh, we told you it was going to be a good one. Pablo Alcina and Blake Bulletproof Troop, we always put on a show, and we said, Pepe Miller, watch out, because he goes from 0 to 1,000 real quick. So you see him all smooth, to the left, to the right, and then booyah! Bye-bye, baby. What a performance by Pepe Miller. Deserves the belt. He's got to go pro after this, right?
You know, definitely deserves the belt. I wouldn't even tell him to rush no pro. Coming to get one of the 2 more appearances like this, where he comes in, implements a game plan to the T, and shows that he's really ready to get in there and compete with the high-level professionals. But he looked great tonight, Pablo. Wow, the new champ.
Quick break, and we'll be back. Blake Bulletproof Troop, Pablo Alcina, Pepe Miller, the Camo 135-pound champ. Quick break, we'll be back. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Woo! for the fight that just ended, Pepe Miller and Joao Soedo, and Pepe Miller's kick stole the show. I got to see it one more time. I want to see that head kick again because Pepe Miller was beautiful going to the head. Blake, break it down and the form and watch our reaction.
So we saw Pepe Miller, southpaw versus orthodox, landing some great rear side attacks, especially that straight left, but eventually lands a big rear head kick that puts Joao down for the count.
Well, we didn't see it there. You have to keep watching. Let's just go to the official decision and Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute 41 seconds into round number 2, your winner by way of TKO and the new Lights Out Bantamweight Champion of the World, the Grandmaster P, Pepe Miller.
Gets the belt. Now he's going to have that interview with Bonnie Jill Levin.
Pepe, woo, what a beautiful fight, beautiful technique, great striking, and then you kick to the face. Did you change your strategy once you saw that your opponent was hurt?
No, me and my coaches, I got excellent coaches. We've been working this game plan all camp, and it was just all up to me to come out here and execute it.
Well, you did that. That 4-inch reach advantage, did you use that as a way to take him down?
Well, distance management was part of the game plan. He was a really great wrestler, grappler, jiu-jitsu specialist. So I just wanted to come out here and show that I can wrestle on the ground, I can grapple, and I can stand on the feet.
Yes, you could do it all. All the work and dedication you put into this cage, and now you've got that belt around your waist. How you feeling?
I feel amazing, baby. With victory, we bringing another belt home, baby! Whoa!
Congratulations, go celebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
Pablo,
Love the hat almost as much as I love the fight, the kick, and the interview. Thank you, Bonnie Jill, for that. Just love seeing that expression when somebody wins. I mean, you work so hard, you train so long. Fights could be over in 1 second. To be able to enjoy that moment, feel so happy for Pepe Miller.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of those replays because he's got a big smile on his face. Does Grandmaster P, and he absolutely deserves it. Knocking off the undefeated Joao Soedo. Let's take a look at some of these replays. Round 1 landed that big head kick.
There's that left jab walking backwards that hurt him. And so that left head kick at the end. And it's one of the things about a southpaw versus orthodox fighter. That rear side attack becomes so much more devastating. And we saw it land right there, flush on Joao's head, put him down. And I don't know if y'all see all this blood on the mat. That's all fresh blood from this last matchup. And there's the man, Sean Merriman, giving him the belt. 135-pound camo title. What a moment. Quick break. We'll be back. Shout out to everyone watching on the Lights Out Sports TV app.
giving yourself a chance to win this Mammoth TRX truck. For as little as a $3 donation to charity, you could take this big beast home with you. Go to dreamgiveaway.com and use my promo code LightsOut to get extra bonus tickets.
Okay. We are back. Download the LightsOut Sports TV app. You got a shot at winning 2 free t-shirts and get 2 free tickets. What a fun night it's been so far with the amateurs, but now it's time for the pros. We're at Thunder Studios, Blake Bulletproof Troop. I am Pablo Alcina. We've seen head kicks. We've seen comebacks. Jesse Hernandez. We saw El Cubano David Matos showing excellent boxing for an amateur making his debut. And in the co-main event, we're going to see Jake the Bar Baby in his last fight. 15 seconds, Blake.
Man, that kid is a stud. He has everything from the physical to the... let's just take a look at the replays. I don't even need to talk about it. Let's just let his work speak for himself.
And we should just stay quiet and roll it with audio because it's only 15 seconds. He beat Jose Matus, who's a fighter that has tons of heart. And he just on top of him, just raging bombs on him. And that's the way he fights. But outside the cage, this guy is one of the nicest people I've ever met. But inside the cage, straight out animal.
He's a barbarian is what he is. And he comes in and he does damage and he finishes opponents, riding a 4-fight win streak right now, Pablo. I could see him potentially being in title position if he takes home another W here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting 24.
And what I love about him is he always says, I don't know if I'm going to win or lose, but you're going to enjoy the fight. And that's a great attitude. And inside, he thinks he knows he's going to win. But regardless, he's going to put on a show for all of you. Jake the Bar Babian, last name Babian, born in Hawaii. But, this guy just has so much style, so much personality.
He does. And like I said, I see a very bright future for this kid here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting.
Yeah, and speaking with sister, is that we have the best of both worlds. We have the Hawaiian spirit, but we're also Armenian, so we bring that side also, and it's just beautiful work all around. And she trained him. That's what she said. And he's a beast inside the cage. So Jake Babian in the co-main event. We also had Phil Davis here. I loved how he talked. Nobody would think, oh, that's an MMA fighter, because they always down-talk them. But no, there's MMA fighters like Blake, like Phil, that are educated, that are intelligent. And Phil's advice, what can you add to that?
So he gave one of the best pieces of advice I can give any young fighter is be cautious of the mileage that you put on your body early in your career. Make smart decisions and don't burn out a bunch of the mileage on your vehicle before you start really getting to the race.
Yeah, it's a great advice. He said, don't rush at all. Don't want to get in there quick. And it's a great advice for everybody, for actors, for people in any kind of business, in working, in whatever you do. Don't feel like you have to rush. Take your time. Trust you. Trust your work, the process. Also, go education route as well in case it doesn't work out. But what Bill did, even more genius, he studied sports and the body and nutrition. So study things that will help your profession. Great advice. Quick break and we'll be back. He's Blake, I'm Pablo. You know you're having a great time. Lights Out Extreme Fighting. We'll be right back.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Lights Out cage, Salvatore Bruno.
Entering first, Salvatore Bruno, fighting out of Bakersfield, California. Two wins in his career, fighting out of the blue corner.
Yeah,
What can you add on Bruno?
Salvatore the Bull had a rough last two fights on a two-fight losing streak, but this kid really comes to fight. His last loss was to a guy named Shane Collins at A1, who is an absolute stud here in Southern California, fighting out of CMMA.
Yeah, Salvatore Bruno, 29 years old, 5'9", a two-fight losing streak, and the last one was back in May, and he got KO'd in the second round. So, as a fighter, how much do you want to erase that losing streak? And do you also have to be too cautious to not try to get the win back too soon?
You know, I think that it varies based upon the person, but I think it's one or the other. People either want to really come back and go for it, or it beats them down and breaks their spirit just a little bit. You know, 2 fights in a row is rough. So I'm interested to see how he comes out and gets in the cage. But he comes to fight, though, so I don't expect to see a gun-shy Salvatore Bruno tonight here at LightsOut Extreme Fighting 24.
Yeah, when you're called the Bull, something tells me you're not going to shy away from action. Salvatore Bruno, first out of the blue corner. Thank you to everyone watching. We will have Sean Merriman sitting with us here. So you're going to hear from Merriman. He is the mastermind behind this Lights Out and building this the right way. And as a former great NFL player, he knows the importance of treating athletes right. And I think that's what we see with all these Lights Out, these fighters who love fighting here for Lights Out. Let's go to Tyson Johnson.
And now, welcome to the Lights Out cage, Brandon Arndt.
He had his hair dyed the last time he fought. Let's see if he goes with that hair dye again.
So Brandon Arndt out of the Badger groove. These dudes are some absolute killers. And you see that thing that he's wearing over his
back? A little kiss for good luck.
That's their team flag. And all those marks on it, it's not dirty. That's all blood that has been wiped up off of the mats of their opponents. They literally come for blood and take some of it home. These dudes try and take people's souls inside the cage tonight. And I believe Brandon Arndt is going to do everything in his power to turn Salvatore Bruno's lights out.
Brandon Arndt, he knows LightsOut cage well. He has 3 wins. He got a win, knockout round 1 in LXF 11, a win in round 1, LXF 12, a win in LXF 18, the KO with a knockout in round 1 as well. Don't forget, scan that barcode, download the LightsOut Sports TV app, and you get 2 free t-shirts and 2 t-shirts and 2 free tickets we'll be giving away, so make sure to tell all your friends to scan that bad boy.
Yeah, here's my favorite part of the Badger Groove's little watch right here. Bang, bang.
Oh, jeez.
These dudes, like I said, come to snatch souls, and he has 3 first-round finishes as a professional. All his wins are first-round finishes, and I expect him to come in here like all the Badger crew does and look for another first-round finish.
That flag they have covered in blood. They swipe up the floor like Blake said. They bring in tons of fighters in here, tons of fans, and usually they come out on top. Let's see what we have from Brandon Arndt taking on Salvatore Bruno. Arndt, 27 years old, Bruno, 29. Tell the tape, any numbers jump out of you, Blake?
You know, I always say this about Brandon Arndt. I don't know how this kid makes 135 pounds. He's 6 feet tall, 3-inch reach difference, 4-inch leg reach. This dude is a very long and tall fighter, and he knows how to fight that way.
This fight is sponsored by Family First Life. Protect what matters most. Get in touch today to learn more at familyfirstlife.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 140 pounds. He represents the Shoot, with a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 3 defeats. He hails from Bakersfield, California. Please welcome Salvatore the Bull Bruno. And And his opponent fighting out of the red corner stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 134.6 pounds. He represents the Den Training Center with a mixed martial arts record of 3 wins and 2 defeats. He hails from La Habra, California. Please welcome Brandon Jazz Art. And your referee for this bout will be Frank Trigg.
5-pound difference when they weighed in for this fight, Blake. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard 140 pounds for Bruno and 134 for Arndt. Tells me that more than likely Bruno was unable to make weight either day of, or maybe this was decided very close to the fight. But for Arndt to make 135 pounds and his opponent not to make it, I find that very disrespectful of the sport and his opponent by Salvador Bruno.
Fight on the way. Brandon Arndt saying 5 pounds doesn't make a difference. I still want this fight. Let's go.
Brandon Arndt has great striking, great straight punches. I'd like to see him start pumping that jab out, even if he's not necessarily trying to blast him, just getting that hand down his face and seeing what starts to open up and the reactions that Bruno has to it. Oy.
All his fights in LXF have not gone out of the first round for Brandon Arndt. He has 4. All 4 ending in first-round knockouts with 3 wins and 1 loss. He hasn't seen a second round in LXF.
He's only seen a second round once in 5 fights. This dude comes in to finish guys.
And we might not see a second minute here. Oh, good move by Salvatore Bruno. The bull saying ole to the Matador in that one.
Yeah, he was able to slip away and get himself back to his feet. But Arndt is all over him, landing the beautiful straight punches and now starting to be a little more precise and surgical with his strikes at range.
3 5-minute rounds. Good kick from Brandon Arndt. Again, 135 pounds. He's close to 6'1". He's a tall man. He's got those long legs.
Such long limbs, and I'd like to see him continue to utilize those straight punches, keep himself at long range, and he'll start to find kicks opening up. Bruno gets the takedown. Beautiful job there, timing the jab by Salvador Bruno, able to get inside, get a double leg, and end up on top of Brandon Arndt, who I'm surprised is not exactly blasting elbows from the bottom.
Oof.
Those are brutal.
Oh, that one might have gone the nose. And Bruno has 2 losses in a row, so he doesn't want a third. And
here's
Brandon Arndt with an elbow.
He's covering his head with his hand, which is going to protect your head a little bit. But if you take an elbow like that to the hand really hard, you could break your hand. He's putting his most valuable weapons at risk by blocking those elbows with his hand. I want to see Arndt go back to blasting those chopping spike elbows to the head of Salvador Bruno.
Still rather hit my hand than my nose.
I mean, I'd rather just move my head and not get hit at all.
Very true. Now wait, Bruno getting the back here. Now on top. Any danger for Arndt in this position?
You know, not yet, but you see the way that Bruno's trying to climb up and trying to pass or pin an arm. It's so that he can land some damage, but Arndt's doing the right thing by scooting away. Now trying to get his back to the cage. Oh, double wrist lock attempt on the right arm of Salvador Bruno. And Arndt bails on it. I'd like to see Arndt get off the shoulder and get his back to the cage a little bit.
Bruno landing punches, and this fight taking a little turn. Good job by the bull. And he's got Arndt up against the cage.
Yeah, good shots he landed, but he did it at the expense of controlling the position and keeping Arndt on the ground. He did get 5 or 6 punches through, but he lost the position in the process. And now Arndt, sticks Arndt, and Arndt goes down briefly.
Solid left from Bruno, the bull knocking Arndt down. Not a position Arndt has been in lately. Again, a 5-pound difference when they weighed in. 140 for Bruno, 135 for Arndt.
Whoa! Both guys exchange jabs, but Arndt follows his jab with the right hand, and both land flush on Salvatore Bruno.
Nice low kick to the ankle of Salvatore Bruno that definitely hurt Bruno. I'd like to see Arndt use that kick again. Oh, nice takedown from Salvatore.
Again, beautiful timing there by Salvador Bruno, able to duck under the jab and come in the right time, and these are what I'd like to see more of every single fighter mixed martial arts. You're in your guard, start chopping these big elbows to the top of your opponent's head, and they are not going to want to be there much longer.
Any danger for the elbow when you hit a head? Because heads are so hard. I mean, lots of times I'll hit my elbow against anything, and I'm like crying.
I would say yes and no. I mean, the thing about landing a spike elbow to the top of the head, as we've seen before here at LightsOut Street Fighting, is it might bust a guy's head open. We saw Bob Keel get busted up by... Oh, that knee landed! Oh, it's hurt!
Big blood on Brandon Art. Salvatore Bruno, 2-fight lose streak. He wants to get back and win, and he's unleashing.
And that
hooks
left hook
to the
definitely
body.
hurt Arn. You see a mouse opened up under the right eye and a slight cut. Arn needs to start implementing offense instead of staying against the cage here.
Oh, and Brandon Art, how is he holding on? Salvatore Bruno sees blood in the water. The bull wants to finish this. Brandon Art has to hold on another 30 seconds, get that second win back.
You know, I think he's fully recovered, but you can absolutely see some mileage on his face. I almost want to see him be a little more patient. I feel like he got caught rushing in there and got tagged. And now I think a little recklessly tries to get in and secure a clinch or a takedown.
Also very smart, Salvatore Bruno, when he didn't have the finish, he conserved energy. Lots of fighters, you see them blow their tank thinking they're going to finish the fight and then end up getting way too tired. Loved what Salvatore Bruno did. I caused damage, won the round. I pulled away a bit at the end to make sure to now gas out before round 3.
Yeah, man, that's a really tough round to judge. I feel like minus the damage that wobbled Arn, I felt like Arn had a lot of that round. I'd probably give it to...
You give it to Arn anyway?
No, I'd probably give it to
Bruno.
Salvatore Bruno, but man, it was still a fairly close round besides that big knockdown.
I've called too many fights, and always in boxing and MMA, when you finish so strong, and especially when there's blood, yeah, that left hook right to the bridge of the nose, I definitely give that round to Bruno. I have it 1-1 going into round 3. But hold on, because Brandon Art, he's going to get that coaching. What are they telling him right now?
You know, I think that they're probably telling him stick back, use your jab, and chop in the leg. He landed some good leg, low calf kicks in that round. And they're probably telling him, man, stick back, jab. You have the range on this guy. Make him come to you and make him pay on the way in.
Round 3 between Bruno and Arndt. Smiling, but Brandon took some blows. Bruno, no cuts at all on his face. Third and final round. Oh, second round. That's how good that first round was. You're right, Blake. Now I don't know who I'd give that round to.
Yeah, it was a close round. I mean, I'd probably give it to Bruno because of damage, which I'm a big fan of damage, but that's not what the unified rules say.
Yeah, I thought Arndt dominated most of the round, but again, the damage and the way it finished, I still would give it to Bruno. So I have it Bruno 1-0.
Triangle potentially here. Arndt's got his shin, which is going to prevent the posture. He might finish his triangle right now. What I'd like to see him do now is pull the head down. You can see the right arm's hooked on the leg, which is going to prevent his opponent from being able to pick him up and slam him.
Who's wasting more energy here? Bruno surviving or Brandon trying to finish it?
I think if he doesn't have the finish, Arndt will begin to waste energy. I'd almost tell him to let go of the leg, which his hand may be trapped. You can see Bruno's kind of sitting on it. But release the leg and put both hands around the head and pull the head down towards it. It looks like Bruno's breathing. I can see his abdomen moving. I'd like to potentially see him posture up or try and turn. There we go. That's smart. Start blasting some shots in. Oh, we might see a tap in. Bruno's in. No, is he covering the face? I couldn't tell if he was just getting ready to tap. That's really smart. You can see him using his right hand. You can't see it on the camera, but he's smothering Arndt's mouth, covering his nose and mouth with his free hand. There, you can see it here.
Oh,
Arndt
more
making it
elbows.
bang.
Great elbows from Arndt.
Man, those spike elbows, in my opinion, elbow always wins. It doesn't matter what the elbow hits. They can knee you in the elbow, kick the elbow. Elbow is always going to win. I'd like to see him get back to just blasting shots to the side of Bruno's head here.
Still plenty of time left. How much gas is Arndt burning on those legs? How much gas is Bruno burning to just try to survive? That's what's so beautiful with this sport, is mixed martial arts.
I'd like to see Arndt switch to the armbar here. So one of the things about having really long legs is they're great for catching triangles, but they're a little bit harder to finish because there's so much. This is what I wanted to see him. Square up, both hands on the head, and pull down. He may be able to finish this triangle here. Bruno doing the right thing, though. You can see the way he kind of had his hands across the chest, almost as if he was like praying. Beautiful job there of preventing his shoulder from getting jammed into his neck.
More elbows from Arndt, but very good skin from Bruno, because he has elbows and his face has not been gashed, and usually an elbow will cut you like a paper blade.
Absolutely. So you can see the right elbow down towards the mat for Bruno Salvatore. Arndt needs to get that right arm across his belly button to the other side. Once it's there, the right shoulder will be able to block artery on the right side, because right now he's only blocked one artery. This is how Salvador Bruno's staying alive here. I want to see Arn just 2 hands on the head again and start just pulling that head down. They've been in this position for 2 minutes. His legs are going to start burning out. If he's unable to finish this, it may end up being detrimental for chasing it for this long.
Yeah, and Bruno had his forearm across Arn's throat for a moment as well. But, hey, credit to Bruno for hanging in there, and credit to Brandon Arn for staying so long with this leg lock on him.
I mean, I don't blame him. Once you get to
Referee should break him up or no?
No,
He's
too close to a submission, in my opinion, this is too dominant of a position for Arn. But the thing is that right arm, you can see the elbow sticking free. He needs to get that elbow across the center line of himself. If he's able to pull the elbow to the other side of his body, he'll be able to finish this choke.
Now, good news for Brandon Arn, he's right in front of his corner. So his coach is yelling at him exactly what to do. He's literally looking right at him. If the camera zooms out a bit, you'll see that his coach is right there. What advantage is it to you as a fighter to have your coach literally 1 foot away from you?
I don't think that there's any bigger advantage you can really have in terms of being in a position like this where it's almost a stalemate type grappling position, but could potentially be a finish. I think this is the best time you can be by your corner, because you can listen, you can hear, things are slowed down. And sometimes it only takes a small adjustment, like I said, the elbow coming across the center line, for this to go from a stalemate type of position to a finish.
Still 40 seconds to go. Brandon Arn holding on, and now Bruno landing blows.
But switches to the armbar. This is what I mentioned way earlier. He needs, and now that he switched the armbar, he needs to extend his hips out. Oh, Bruno Salvador postures out. 30 seconds left to rain down shots.
And now Salvatore getting the back. Arn's in trouble.
Oh, he is.
He's going for the rear naked choke.
See, it's much more of a face crank here, but man, Payne can still get a tap sometimes.
Ooh,
I like
look
to
at the
see him
nose getting
push the elbow up.
Oh.
But from the frying pan into the fire, you want to get choked, you want to get elbowed in the face.
And again, Bruno finishes the round on top and finishes with causing more damage. But this time, I think Brandon Arn controlled the fight long enough to win this round. I have it 1-1. This time, it's not close. Round 1 is still questionable, though. Like you said, I even thought it was 2 separate rounds because how much Brandon Arn had dominated the beginning of round 1. This was all Brandon Arn, but break it all down.
So here, round 2, he went for a spinning back kick while Salvador Bruno advanced in. Salvador wrapped him up and took him down, but got caught in this triangle around like the 4-minute mark. And they spent nearly the entire rest of the round where Arn was fighting to finish this triangle. Finally, Bruno gets out, gets his back, almost gets his face crank rear naked choke. Does it, but ends the round on top in full mount, raining down shots on Brandon Arn. But like we said, about 4 minutes in a near submission for Brandon Arn. Another, in my opinion, very tough round to judge. I mean, I'd probably say 1-1 right now, going into round 3, which, Pablo, now we're going to find out who's got that dog in him. And we know those 10 boys do. And Salvador Bruno's showing he does as well. This should be a fun 3rd round, and I think we're going to see a finish here.
I like how Salvador Bruno has conserved energy this whole fight. You see him as the doctor looking up close and saying, okay, he can continue. But Bruno has not wasted any energy during the breaks. Not trying to overhype himself, really conserving it for the fight. So let's see what happens in round 3. Blake and I have it 1-1 going into this 3rd and final round.
And a touch of gloves by both competitors. When you go into the 3rd round, you've learned a lot about your opponent. And both these dudes, it's kind of a sign of respect. And these dudes have been going to war, and they respect each other, and I love to see that type of sportsmanship.
Oh, nice left jab from Arn with speed. Couldn't connect on it.
Yeah, I'd like to see him start kicking low again. He had some great kicks in the 1st round. I'd like to see him pump that jab out, even not necessarily trying to do damage, but keeping his hand in his opponent's face. And Bruno times another takedown off the jab.
Great work from Bruno, who I see has a little bit more quickness at this time in the fight, a little bit more energy right now than does Brandon Arn.
In a great position now with 4 minutes left on the clock. Full mount, a potentially fight-ending position. Salvador Bruno on top, looking for the kill here, Pablo.
Oh, yeah, Salvatore Bruno said 2 losses in a row. No, I want to finish this fight with the win, and I want to finish it not by
ready
decision.
To go home, unfortunately. I see Frank Trigg stepping in any second now.
Dangerous blows. Frank Trigg has to stop this.
Arn has got to fight the hips instead of covering. Salvador Bruno gets it done.
The bull snaps a 2-fight losing streak with an impressive win over Brandon Art. And the question, Blake, how much gas did Art blow holding on to that leg lock for that long? Because he looked gassed as soon as this round started.
You know, I believe that he really spent a lot of the gas tank of his legs specifically chasing that triangle for, and like, the thing is, I would have probably continued to chase as well because it's so close to a finish. But not securing it after 4 minutes in that position, his legs were probably jello, and he was unable to really move around.
And something tells me Brandon Art would want a rematch of this one. But let's give credit to Salvatore Bruno with this win. As we have the man, Sean Merriman, joining us between Blake and I. As we watch these replays, Salvatore Bruno finishing it right there. Great decision by the referee, Blake.
Secured full mount very early in round 3 and began to rain down shots until UFC Hall of Famer Frank Trigg steps in for the finish. What a fun back and forth fight that was, Pablo.
This has been one of the best cards we have had, and we say that every single time. But this one, from the amateurs that we saw from David Matos out of Cuba, to the comeback from Jesse Hernandez, to Pepe Miller's head kick, and it's all been made possible by the man sitting between Blake and I, the one and only Lights Out, Sean Merriman. Sean, you're knocking it out of the park again. What are your top moments of this wild, wild, amazing night?
You know, guys, I know we keep saying this over and over again every fight, but this one's probably one of our best ones, and we haven't even got to some of our bigger fights yet. You know, and talk about Tennessee Pete earlier in the weigh-ins. I was like, this guy is just one of the ones who has a lot of personality. He comes in, he got this hat on, and I'm looking over and I'm like, this guy's an amateur. He got 25 or 30 people in here with that same hat on, and he's so calm. I was telling someone just now, he's so calm, he's so relaxed. He does his team like an amateur. He's somebody that when he turned pro, I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep him, but I hope he stays in. Another one, you're talking about Jesse on that comeback, man. We got some guys who we're building is going to be around for a long time. I was a little bit shocked at Brandon and Art. You know, I was a little bit shocked. I thought Brandon was going to come out in this fight, but either way, man, it was a great back and forth fight. This energy in here has been insane.
Sean, did you know the news that Blake broke, that he retired as heavyweight, Lights Out heavyweight title? Did you already know this? Had you told him, Blake, or did you break the news to him?
You were actually the first person I told.
So Sean, what are your thoughts on this?
Are we sitting here with breaking news? I didn't know. You know, we're sitting here with breaking news. I was expecting to see Blake back in, but you know what? Blake has a long career doing a lot of things, especially wrestling, man, but just in this booth. He's going to be around for a long time. We're happy to have him.
I appreciate that. It's been a pleasure fighting for y'all. It's been a pleasure being the champion. I don't want to hold the division up while I went and pursued other ventures in my career, so I'm excited to watch this main event tonight, because you got two guys, which that's almost, if I retired last show, that might even be the title fight tonight.
I know. That's what I was hoping on. I was already putting in place. I thought that's what's going to happen, but let me tell you something. This title fight is coming up with Tyrell Fortune. It's this heavyweight fight that's coming. This heavyweight fight we got coming. Tyrell, man, somebody who we hope to keep around. If he has a highlight tonight, if he has a big knockout, I think he's going to be one of the ones to go to the UFC. We're happy to have him, but man, I've been in there with him and around him. This guy got some heavy hands. He has some heavy hands. I don't know how long this fight's going to go, but if any one of those punches connect at any point in time, it's going to end early.
And not just hands, he's a Division II national champion wrestler. He's athletic, strong, KO power. Dude's got everything.
That's what's so scary about him, because you go in and look, you want to stay away from those hands because you know you can knock him out. You know you can knock someone out, but if he takes you to the ground, he can also finish you to the ground. So what's your game plan against a guy like that? You really don't have one. Hopefully that you find some kind of weak spot and you catch him early. I would not stay around with Tyrell too long. I spent some time with him the other night after the weigh-ins, and I was seeing him and I was sizing him up, and I said, man, this dude could have been a defensive tackle or DN at any given time, man. He has that type of size with him.
He's Sean Merriman. He's not going anywhere. We're going to go to Tyson Johnson with the official decision of our last fight. Take it away, Tyson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 13 seconds into round number 3, your winner by way of TKO, Salvatore the Bull Bruno.
Bruno with the win. Bonnie Jill with the interview.
Salvatore, you want to take out your mouthpiece? Yeah, there we go, be easier. When did you feel like that your body shots are really affecting and slowing him down?
Sometime in that first round, I felt him slow down a bit. He actually hurt me throwing leg kicks. I was trying to kind of play poker face there, but yeah, I felt him like towards the end of the first, he kind of slowed down, I think.
And did your strategy change once you saw that you had hurt him?
Yeah, definitely. I just knew I had to stay smart, not rush the finish, and just stay in the fight, you know, be smart about it.
Speaking of the finish with the scorecards, was that going through your mind that you had to get a finish?
In the third round, for sure, because I knew the second round was up in the air. I spent, 4 minutes in a triangle choke, so who knows what the judges are thinking in that, in that scenario. So I knew in the third round I had to make a statement.
I saw you really listening to your corner. How much did your coaches help you through this?
He helps a lot, Brian, he yells at us a lot, but we need it. So he knocks some sense into us for sure. Yeah.
And lastly, being here in this cage for Lights Out, what does that mean to you? What do you achieve tonight?
It means a lot. I started when I was real young. I just started fighting amateur, and I moved on to 559 fights, and then from there, I went pro. I fought for a couple different promotions, but I love what Lights Out is doing. I think it's a beautiful promotion. It's a great platform for up-and-coming fighters.
We'll see you back. Go celebrate.
For sure. Thank you.
Pablo, back to you.
Thank you, Bonnie. And we're back here with Sean as we watch the highlights. So, Sean, break it down because we all know you're a great NFL player, but you're pretty good with the pads as well. We still want to see you in the cage. So, break it down, your analysis of this fight.
It was a lot of back and forth. Like I said, we had a lot of energy. We thought highly of Brandon. You see these back and forth right now. Let me tell you something about Bruno, man. Once he gets down there and he's those body shots on him, you can hear back where I was sitting, you can hear those body shots and how much they were going. But again, this back and forth exchange that they had the entire fight, man, it was beautiful.
Yeah, Bruno landed some great shots here. Really, in my opinion, hurt Arndt in that first round with that knee, followed up the combination, but round two comes out hot, gets a takedown on Arndt, gets trapped in a triangle for 4 minutes.
And this was the thing, trapped in that triangle, you know how much energy and it takes out of you just to stay in that position. You saw Bruno getting up, he was breathing kind of hard. That's when I thought it was over, man. But to see him finish like this and really close this fight out, I think this kid got a bright future.
And also something you can coach. He ate so many elbows to the face, and his face has no welt, no bruise, didn't get cut, and you can't train for that, Sean. I mean, some people just get cut easy, and some people don't.
Yeah, and some people give up easy, and neither of those guys did. Both of them were put in some tough spots and dogged it out. One of them had to go home with a W, though.
Yeah, we got to applaud Sean. Sean, do you scout to bring fighters? Because they're not just fighters. These people have charisma. They have heart. They all lay it out on the line. So what does it take to be a lights-out extreme fighting fighter?
You know, one of the things is you can have all the personality in the world. If you can't fight, you can't fight, right? So, but these guys go in there and get it. And what's something important to me is you just heard Bruno say we give these guys a platform. That's what this thing is about. It's about giving guys a platform that don't have the eyeballs that we have. We got many great partners. We're obviously doing LightsOut Sports. We got many great partners. But to come here, a lot of these guys have a real opportunity to go to the next level with the UFC. But we got guys like Bruno who comes in here. We're happy to have him back multiple times. But speaking of personality, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Jake is coming up.
Jake Babian.
Jake Babian. We'll talk about personality. He has one of the best personalities I've been around. The guys, let me tell you, this is not about being on camera. This is him, 24/7. And not only personality, but he can fight.
I said the same thing. As soon as I saw Jake fight here, just outside the cage inside, amazing. That fight's next. But Sean, real quick before you leave, when are we back for LXF 25? A quarter century already. LXF 25.
We are back in San Diego, baby. Going back home. Casino Palma, June 14th. We are stacked up again. I can't wait to go back. Casino Palma's been a great partner of ours, and obviously going back to my stomping grounds in San Diego. Don't get much better than that, man, but we got some surprises coming out. We're going to start announcing this fight card this week. When I get a chance to go back to my stomping grounds in San Diego, it's nothing like San Diego, but get a chance to go back. Casino Palma's been a great partner for a long time. Outside. So I just remember those mountains. I remember those mountains outside when it goes at the night fight. But Casino Palma been a great partner of ours last time. June 14th, you guys in San Diego, June 14th. You don't want to miss one. This one's going to be big.
Blake and I are going to be there, Sean?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir. June 14th, we are back. He is Sean Merriman, lights out. He's Blake Bulletproof Troop. I am Pablo Alcina. But get ready. Jake the Barbabian is next, and the heavyweight title as the main event after that. Don't go anywhere and tell your friends. Put on lights out, baby. guests with us earlier. We had Sean Merriman just now and DJ Vlad from Vlad TV. Thank you for joining us, because we're not only MMA, we're also a little bit of entertainment. Vlad, how are you enjoying your night so far?
I love it, man. I love it. Sean invited me, man. This is a hell of an event. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Blake.
First time watching fights live, my man?
No, I've seen fights live. But not quite this close, though. I got some great tickets from Sean. You know what I'm saying?
So enjoy us. Here with us, Vlad TV. You have 5 million viewers on all the different platforms.
Yeah.
You interview celebrity guests.
Right.
Tell us about you and where people can find you.
Listen, if you go to youtube.com/VladTV, we have over 6 million subscribers. You can also find us on social media, but the YouTube channel is the main place where you can find us.
Yeah, you might, if you like, the microphone might still stay there. But Vlad, this event right now, Lights Out Extreme Fighting and Sean Merriman. Talk to me about Sean Merriman. How'd you guys become friends? What drew you to this event?
Well, I didn't realize that he was actually following me on Instagram. So I reached out and we started talking about doing interviews. And he's like, well, I'm having an event, on Saturday. Why don't you come through? And I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. And he also has some other company stuff that we're working on, other businesses as well. You'll probably see Sean on Vlad TV doing an interview sometime soon. So, yeah.
Oh, but are you going to see the perfect combo, Pablo and Blake, on Vlad TV?
Possibly.
Yeah, there we go, Blake.
Let's do it.
He just retired as the Lights Out heavyweight champion.
Woo! Okay.
So if you had Blake and I on your show, Vlad TV, would we be improvising or just straight out interviews? What do you usually do?
It'd be a straight up interview.
Oh, I love that.
It'd be a straight up interview.
I like that. And what more can people know about DJ Vlad?
Man, listen, we've been doing it. We've been doing it longer than anybody. In the hip hop space, I'm the godfather of YouTube in hip hop, and just keep checking what we got. We got a lot of crazy stuff coming up.
We have crazy fight coming up next. He's DJ Vlad from Vlad TV. Blake Bulletproof Troop. Yeah. I am Pablo Alcina. We'll be back for the next fight. Jake the Barbarian. His last fight lasted 15 seconds. He's going to take on Marcus Walston. The party continues down in the LBC, baby. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Woo!
And now, welcome to the Lights Out cage, Marcus Walston.
Time for the co-main. Marcus Walston out of San Diego, California. Also, we already saw Pepe Miller out of San Diego, California win the Camo 135-pound belt. Now Marcus Walston trying to represent San Diego, coming in with 2 wins, looking for his 3rd. Taking on Jake Fabian. How do you see the entrance of Marcus Walston?
know, this guy looks like a scrapper coming in here ready to get down. But man, what a tough fight he has ahead of him. Jake Babian is such a stud, man.
Marcus Walston, his last fight, he lost in LXF 18, losing to Alvidre, so now he's back inside the LXF cage, wants to get a win. He's 35 years old. Oh man, you can feel the energy in here. That's that LXF sensation in here. It's not only fighters, but it's energy. It's a good time. It's family. It's fun. And you can also get 2 free tickets and 2 t-shirts. So download the LightsOut Sports TV app for a shot at winning 2 free tees and 2 free tickets.
Yeah, man, Marcus Walston's last fight was Chris Alvidres, who had an incredible highlight reel finish on him. I'm interested to see how Marcus Walston gets back in this cage right now.
Oh, and he's got Phil Davis in his corner. There's Marcus Walston. So that's going to be interesting also. We saw Phil. And now it's time for the entrance of Jake the Barbarian. His last fight lasted only 15 seconds. So his entrance was longer, and it was just as fire. But Marcus Walston, calm and cool, waiting for his opponent. Let's go back to Tyson.
And now, making his way to the Lights Out cage, please welcome Jake Babian.
Jake the Barbarian entering for another fight at LXF, now LXF 24, and here he comes. His sister Joy clapping, the man from Hawaii, fighting out of the LBC. Intensity, energy,
charisma. This kid has all of the tools: physical, mental, entertainment,
power. He can punch, he can kick, he can speak on the mic, and he's got his family behind him. When you have a family that loves you and supports you, that is all you need. And he says, please shout out my sister Joy. She is with me at every fight. She has been my special trainer since I was a little kid. I asked her, she said, I am the one who trained him, and she is always has his back. Jake Babian loves his family, loves getting inside the cage where he says he can finally unleash that animal.
And he loves putting on a show inside the cage and outside the cage. And ladies and gentlemen, be ready for a show, because this dude comes to fight and he comes to finish, Pablo.
And he's coming for the LXF belt. This fight is not for a title, but that's where Jake wants to go. Look at the physique. And he's got Mike Beltran getting him ready. The music is blasting. Oh, it's going to be a good one. I don't know if it's going to go longer than the last one, because it was only 15 seconds, so I think it'll go longer than the last one, because it was only 15 seconds, but this one's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's the co-main event for a reason, and we have brought his name up multiple times this evening. Jake the Barbarian out here to put this dude away. Tail of the tape. Not a whole lot of differences. 2 inches here, 2 inches there. Fairly close.
This fight's brought to you by LightsOut Sports, a free ad-supported multi-sports platform, just sports. Babian taking on Walston. This place is electric. You can feel it. Let's go to Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 169.8 pounds. He represents Aztec Boxing with a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 3 defeats. He hails from San Diego, California. Please welcome the Black Bomber, Marcus Walston. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 170.4 pounds. He represents the Body Shop with a mixed martial arts record of 4 wins and only 1 defeat. He hails from Long Beach, California. Please welcome Jake the Barbarian Babian. And your referee for this bout, Jonathan Romero.
Jake Babian taking on Marcus Walston. intensity of the Barbadian. The coolness of Walton. What's going to win out? LXF 24. The doors are locked. Walton is ready. So is Babian. And the fight's underway. Babian coming out quick.
He's down. He's down.
Elbows. Punching. Down. And the fight's over.
That has got to be the fastest knockout in Lights Out extreme fighting history. Jake, the Barbarian David, gets it done again. Wow.
I told you about this man. 8 seconds officially. I said I don't think it's going to be shorter than the last one because it's only 15. But it was only 8 seconds. He's going crazy. Joy by his side. The Barbadian. What can you say, Blake?
Man, he came out and like a sniper, plucked that headshot right out the gate, landed a few more strikes on Walton before the referee stepped in, but in my opinion, that fight was going to be finished as soon as his shin touched his chin. Wow, what a fantastic performance. And like Sean said earlier, Flo was like, man, this might be the best one yet. His incredible last 15-second knockout, he just smoked that with an 8-second knockout, Pablo.
15-second follow-up by an 8-second. And that's not against a scrub, that's Marcus Walton. What a fight. The Barbadian, baby. What a fight.
Whoa.
Look at the cut on the head. What a moment.
He threw that head kick with intent. He landed flush, wobbled Marcus Walton, who's still really hurt, it looks like. Man, opened up a gash so big, he's got Marcus Walton looking like a piggy bank. You could go drop a few quarters in that thing.
What a fight. That was amazing. That was amazing. What a moment. Let's watch the replay real quick.
Comes out, throws the left head kick immediately. Bunk!
Oh.
Right on the temple.
He's down right there.
Walton's pretty much out. His body's on cruise control defending it, but he was incredibly hurt by that head kick. Jake the Barbarian comes out, looks for the kill, and gets it done very quickly in round one, even faster than last time. Insanity, Pablo.
That is wild. This guy, we've been talking about him, and we have his sister right now with us. Talk to us, Joy, Babian. What can you say about your brother and this amazing fight and what we just saw?
Say that I didn't expect anything less, but I take 2 hours to get ready. I would have expected a little bit more than 15 seconds, but 2 seconds.
This is Joy Babian.
This is my brother.
The sister of Jake, and we gotta say it again, Blake. That was just incredible. I think he was out with a kick, and Jake held him up to finish it up. So look at the cut.
Look at that cut. Oh my God!
Holy cow.
Like a cheat from me. We had all the mono, we had all the support, we had all the love, and I appreciate everybody who supports us and who loves us and comes out to support Lights Out itself. Like, we love everybody here. We love everybody that continues to gain the support and everything. We just love what's happening here. Yeah. So I just want to keep seeing them improve.
And Joy, I wanted to have you here because I saw your mom and your dad, your whole family's here. Yeah. Your brother said, please shout out my sister. She means so much. She means the world to me.
I'm like his big sister, but I'm his younger sister. So yeah, you know
what
how that
can
goes.
You tell us about Jake Babian, the person, not just the fighter?
You think this is it? Wait till he really comes up, because this is just the start to the epiphany of everything that he can actually do. So
you ain't seen nothing yet. We've only seen 26 seconds or something like that, because he keeps coming in and putting them away.
Joy, real quick, tell everybody, looking at the camera, tell everybody who's your brother and who's taking over the MMA world.
The Barbadian, and I call him this fucka. We come from Big Island, 808 State, Waikoloa, and my name is Jay Bebe, and you're gonna watch us come on the come up with Lights Out.
Joy, I got one more question. Who do you think is gonna be the next 170-pound champion here at Lights Out Street Fighting?
My brother, for sure. I need another belt for the rhinestone collection. You know, I'm always decked out in rhinestones. I need a little bit more of bling, okay?
Jake is going to join us also after the commercial break. Do not go anywhere. Jake Babian with us. What a win. It only lasted 8 seconds. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Way to go, Jake the Barbadian.
nothing but sports, and it's free. Here at LightsOut Sports TV, we created the ultimate locker room. Pickleball, volleyball, tennis, wrestling, motorsports, and a whole lot of fight. And if you like the outdoors, fishing, hunting, of course we got chess. Checkmate. All your best sports movies and documentaries, all sports, nothing but sports, and it's free. Make sure you get LightsOut Sports TV, downloadable everywhere.
We are back. Not the highlight, just roll the whole fight with Nat Sound because it was only 8 seconds. Let's watch it again, and don't blink because you might miss it. Roll the fight.
Yeah, let's watch the highlights. It was all the highlight, baby. Jake Baby getting in the cage and getting it done again, the head kick.
He came running out and landed a head kick. I remember Fabricio Verdum running out with a flying knee. I've seen others do flying knees, but I have never seen a running flying kick like that before. Look at this, bam!
You know, Jake comes in and immediately gets to the action. Doesn't waste any time feeling guys out, playing this range game. He gets in and tries to hurt people. Man, maybe it was the elbow that opened that last cut.
It was an amazing work by the referee Romero to get in there. If Romero's late, another blow could be deadly. Watch, Romero gives him a chance. One more, there's the shot, and quickly Romero jumps in there.
As a professional fight, I think that was the right amount of damage to go.
I mean, you can't stop it on the first one. That's what I said. Brilliant, brilliant refereeing. Let's go to Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 seconds into round number 1, your winner by way of knockout, Jake the Barbarian Babian.
They're officially calling it 6 seconds. Without a doubt, the fastest MMA fight. Let's go to Bonnie Joe Laughlin.
Jake, we meet again. I mean, we're going to have to check, but that might be the quickest finish in Lights Out history. I mean, that was absolutely amazing.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you, God, and thank you, Marcus, for taking this fight. He's a tough dude. I've seen his fights. I'm grateful to be in the ring with him.
Let's walk through this. It was like a running, flying knee. I mean, what was your mindset coming into this cage?
I'm a very violent person, and I operate off instinct, so that's as clear as it's going to be right there.
You've got the support of your family. I was talking to your sister and your mom and dad. I mean, what did it mean to have them here and watch you do this?
Man, we come all the way from Hawaii. We're a warrior bloodline, and just to have them in my corner. And also, my friends, my family, all my sponsors, I want to just give a big shout out to everybody. And happy Mother's Day weekend, Mama Bear.
Great Mother's Day gift. Jake, what is next for you?
Yeah, well, I got to say something to Sean Merriman. Hey, I'm ready for that welterweight title. And I ain't got nobody to call out. Y'all know where I'm at. Come get it. Let's go.
So officially, it is the new record. The quickest finish here and Lights Out. What do you think about that?
We're going to have to beat the next one.
More history to be made. All right. Thanks, Jake. Congratulations. Back to you, Pablo.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Man.
Jake Babian, his last fight was 15 seconds. We said, well, how's he going to top that? He did, Blake. He did.
And here we go. Replays from the fight. The walkouts took significantly longer than the fight itself. As you can see, the Barbarian coming out ready for war. Lands that big head kick right out the gate. Blasts him with some elbows and slices him open with the last one before Jonathan Romero steps in for the finish. And we got Jake, the Barbarian Babian, sitting down with me and Pablo here at the commentary table. Jake, how are you feeling? You just set the new record, man.
I'm just very grateful to be here doing what I love. And, of course, we got the best in the business. You know, Sean Merriman, got Bulletproof Troop. We got my guy right here. I'm happy to see everybody.
Yo, man, we are pumped. Troop, Jake Babian, and I'm Pablo Alcina. And I said, Jake, I said, well, his last fight was 15 seconds, so this one will probably last longer. No, it didn't. A new record, 6 seconds. And I've called tons of fights. I've seen flying knees to start a fight. I haven't seen a running full-speed flying kick. When did you plan that? When did you think you were going to do it?
Yeah, so I operate very I like to rely on instinct, and I just saw that opportunity present itself. I didn't have any plans of that coming in here.
So you decided on the fly to switch it there?
He ducked his head down. I reacted.
That is awesome. We hyped you up so much, and I want you all to understand none of this is hype. It is all the truth. He is a warrior in there. When you get in there, talk to us about this transformation, because you're so nice off. I've met your sister, your family. What happens when you lock that cage?
It's a long. I'm an embodiment of you know. I've been bullied. I've been picked on. I've had to jump leaps and bounds to be where I'm at. So I want everybody to know, you know, it's hard work, it's dedication, it's commitment, and I do what I love. So, you know, it's not a job for me.
You know, after the fight, she asked you about the 6-second knockout, and your response, I gotta beat that now, and I love that. Always trying to step up, level up, and make it happen. But don't forget to give yourself a pat on the back, my man, because you just set a new record here. And honestly, I think you might be the next welterweight champion of Lights Out Extreme Fighting, Jake.
So, Jake, is that the plan, the next fight for the title in LXF? I think you put on the show. I think you deserve it. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm here for.
Let's watch the fight again. I want you to see you and tell us your thoughts. It looks like he's out. Are you holding him up right here?
Throw him down.
So it almost looked like he was knocked out to me to hear, where you hit him a couple times and he stiffed up. You know, do you think he was still conscious there?
Fuck, that was rough. Yeah, I caught him. I should have let him go. But, you know,
hey, I'm not mad at a guy who wants to go in and put a dude away without any question or anything. One more look at this replay, because, man, like I said, a new record, Jake.
Enjoy it, Jake. Your fight lasted 6 seconds. So much training. Talk about those vicious elbows. That was a nasty gash.
Yeah, I had to lick the blood off a little while ago, but, man, I love my elbows.
Barbarian.
Yeah, that's how we do it, baby.
We had your sister with us also. She was going crazy. She was with us in the interview. You got to watch the show back on Lights Out Sports TV app. What does your sister mean to you? Looking at the camera, talk to your sister, because she's going to watch this video later. So let her hear this special message right now.
She's been to all my fights. She helps me with all my gear. And honestly, she's one of the best corners I could have. Nothing like a young sister who's got your back. She's a brawler just like me. And I look up to her. I look up to my younger sister so much. It's unbelievable.
And on this Mother's Day weekend, looking like if you're talking to your mom, give her a special message.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Bear. Thank you for everything you do for me. I love you.
That is awesome. Jake, the Barbarian.
Thank you, guys.
Bro, you're awesome.
I appreciate it, gentlemen.
Proud of you, my man. Great job.
I know you're still fighting. Is acting in your future? Because I think you got it all to be an actor, to be a superstar, and whatever you do.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm open to anything, man. But fighting's where I'm at.
All the best. The main event is next. Follow him. Jake, the Barbarian. What a show. Next up, Tyrell Fortune, Myron Dennis for the heavyweight fight. Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Getting ready for our next fight. Oh, Pablo Alcina alongside Blake Bulletproof Troop. I was waving to my man Tyson Johnson, telling him to give him a second because they're getting everything ready for the heavyweight title. Hey, do you guys believe us now? Did we talk about Jake Barbabian correctly? Because he is the truth, Blake. Wow, I am blown away.
You know, you said we've been hyping him up, and sometimes hype is just talk. But Jake Babian, he can talk and he can fight. We weren't just talking about this kid. This kid is the real deal, and he just set a new record for the fastest knockout in Lights Out Extreme Fighting history. LXF 25, let's say 8 fights per card. 200 fights, he's got the fastest knockout out of all of them, Pablo.
And he's got the 4th fastest also because the other one's 15. So it's just incredible. Jake, the Barbabian, well done. And Joy Babian, great on the microphone. We're going to have her with us every single time he fights. And now Tyson Johnson's ready. It's time for the main event. The big boys, the heavyweights, set to fight.
And now, making his way to the Lights Out cage, please welcome Myron Dennis.
Myron Dennis entering first. 6'2", 36 years old. He had a 3-fight win streak, but it was snapped by a heel hook back in, oh no, that was, it was just a decision that he lost. So a 3-fight win streak snapped. Blake, when you have that nice run, 3 wins in a row, and you get the L, how much do you want to get back on that winning track?
A lot. I went 4-1 in my last 5 fights before the title fight, and 4 fights, I had some momentum going. I felt good, took an L, fighting for the 205-pound LXF belt at LXF 3, and I wanted it back. I wanted it back so bad. It does, when you take an L, it does one of 2 things. You either really want to get back on the horse and put in the work, or you fall back even a little more. And the way that we have seen Myron, the light-skinned Dynamite Dennis, preparing for this matchup tells me that he wants to get back on the horse. And now that I'm retired and no longer heavyweight champion, maybe he's going to be the next champ. Or it's going to be Tyrell Fortune. I don't know, man. It's going to be a banger.
What if this fight ends in a draw and then they come back for the belt? That'd be awesome, but something tells me that this one, whoever wins here, we heard Sean Merriman say it. He said if Tyrell Fortune puts on an impressive show, his next fight will be for the Lights Out heavyweight belt, which of course, the previous owner sitting to my right, Blake Bulletproof Troop, who announced his retirement today. You didn't tell me, you hadn't told Sean. How would I broke it to him a bit differently, had I known.
I didn't really mention it to a whole lot of people. I keep some things close to the chest. But you know, also, if Tyrell Fortune gets another fantastic finish here, I'm not sure he'll be the LXF champ because he might be getting that UFC contract.
Oh, exactly. So everybody has a lot on the line on this fight. But this man, Myron Dennis, says, hey, I have wins in my career. I have 20 wins in my career. If he's impressive here, he might get a shot at it. Let's go to Tyson Johnson.
And now, making his way to the Lights Out cage, please welcome Tyrell Fortune.
Tyrell Fortune, 14 wins, just 3 losses. Big man. You heard Merriman say this guy could have played on that defensive line. Solid, strong, power. One punch, it could be bye, baby. We got a good one. How do you see this one playing out, Blake?
I think we're going to see some big heavyweights go at it. The thing is, Tyrell Fortune can be very patient and strategic with, he's only been, I want to say, 1 decision win out of his 14 wins. So he puts guys away, but he's patient and strategic about finding the openings and then landing heavy hands to get the finish. But he's got light-skinned Dynamite, a guy who's known for the bombs that he throws in front of him. This is going to be a banger matchup, and there's a reason why it was the main event, Pablo.
It's going to be a great one, and Tyrell, he may not know that the title belt is vacant now. Ooh, lots on the line. Let's see what kind of show he can put on. I'm going to guarantee it. This fight will 100% last longer than the last fight, Blake. I was wrong when I said that the 15-second one would last longer. No, it was shorter. It was 6 seconds. This one I guarantee will last longer than 6 seconds. But it might not. That's how much power these guys have.
That's the thing about heavyweights, man. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to land clean. It just kind of needs to touch people sometimes, and it can put them down for the count. And both these guys here inside of the cage now have the ability to finish a fight with one touch.
Tail of the tape, any numbers jump out at you, Blake?
Nearly twice the experience from Myron Dennis. However, significantly more wins and losses as a result, but these are both big dudes.
This fight is sponsored by Walgreens Dispensary, elevating collective well-being. Check them out for all your cannabis needs in the San Diego area.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 230.8 pounds. He represents a level up kickboxing with a mixed martial arts record of 21 wins and 12 defeats. He hails from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, the light-skinned dynamite, Myron Dennis. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 259.6 pounds. He represents Arizona Combat Sports with a mixed martial arts record of 14 wins and 3 defeats. He hails from Tempe, Arizona. Please welcome Tyrell Fortune. Your referee for this heavyweight bout will be Mike Beltran.
Here we go. Heavyweight main event. Tyrell Fortune taking on Myron Dennis.
All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight?
No touching gloves.
Myron Dennis comes out, feints a couple of attacks, but I'd like to see him pump a few shots out before faking these shots.
Both fighters, 3-fight win streak snapped, both with a loss, both want to get back on top, and Tyrell Fortune literally wanting to get on top of Dennis right now.
Yeah, very quickly secures a single leg, gets the takedown, and now has Myron Davis against the cage in full guard. I'd like to see him rotate their bodies again. Now you can see how he's putting Myron Davis's head into the cage. From here, he'll be able to come up to his feet and start raining down some big shots on light-skinned dynamite.
Yeah, not a good situation for Myron Dennis right here because Fortune has power. Now he's on top. Ooh, help out Dennis to get to his feet.
You know, I'd like to see him dig that right underhook a little bit deeper and start trying to scoot his hips back. You can see Tyrell Davis has the left leg and the right leg wrapped up and is now squeezing them together. If he allows his legs to get pinched together with a closed grasp, then he's not going to get up. Tyrell doing the right thing here by utilizing some strikes to try and help him secure the position.
Tyrell fighting out of Tempe, Arizona. Trains out of Arizona Combat Sports. 6'2", about 260.
Yeah, it's a big boy right there. And you saw the way that he just sucked the hips back on Myron Dennis. The flatter a guy's back is on the mat, the harder it is for him to get up, particularly when he's against the cage with his head jammed up in a weird position, the way that Tyrell has him right now. I'd like to see Tyrell posture up, 2 or 3 big strikes, come back down, suck the hips back out, and just keep rinse and recycling that exact technique until it doesn't work for him.
He snuck one leg over. If he can get the other one, get that full mount, could be all she wrote for Myron Dennis. Oh, nice uppercuts from his knees that are landing on Dennis's chin.
Yeah, beautiful. Snuck those in. They look like they actually did a little bit more damage than I would have thought those punches would have done. I would not surprise me if Tyrell slides his right knee through to get the full mount here. If he gets the full mount, this could potentially be a fight-ending position for Tyrell Fortune to come in here and get the W.
What a night. The last fight, we broke a record 6 seconds. We had an amazing come from behind. We had Pepe Miller with a great kick to the head, which wasn't even the best of the night because Jake Babian had a better one. Just what a night. Let's see what the big boys can do to finish it out. Tyrell Fortune smothering Myron Dennis.
You know, like I mentioned earlier, he's very strategic and patient about finding his openings and finding his finishes. And he has done that thus far, secured the takedown in the first maybe 30 seconds, and now has sat on top of his opponent, Myron Davis, for over 2 minutes. Pressuring him, dropping not big bombs, but chopping shots and beating away at that health bar of Myron Davis.
Even if they're little bombs, when they're 260 pounds on those little bombs, they're causing damage. And Tyrell Fortune wants win number 14.
Mount.
Yeah,
this could be trouble for Myron Dennis. Does a great job of recovering half guard there.
Snuck that in.
here's the thing, 2 minutes, and Tyrell Davis just sits on top and cooks guys. He's a Division II national champion wrestler who has a ton of power. I'd like to see him slide his left forearm across the face here, Myron Dennis, and start coming down with little chopping elbows or hammer fists.
Going for that hammer fist.
Here, the elbows, I like push the guy's face down and then chop the elbow down on top.
Great work, Tyrell Fortune dominating the first 3 minutes plus of this round.
Yeah, very dominant position, staying on top, making Myron Dennis really struggle to get out from underneath and never finding much ability to do that. Only getting his half guard recovered, then guard recovered, landing no damage thus far, and just being on bottom, playing defense against the 260-pound Tyrell Fortune.
He's telling him to stay relaxed. Fortune doesn't want to gas out. He's controlling this fight. Again, at 260 pounds, the tank can go quick. But Fortune seems in control here.
So something we noticed him do, he slowly start to slid Myron Dennis's head from about a quarter of the way into the ring all the way down to the cage. And as you can see, his head's kind of jammed sideways. When your head gets jammed up in the cage, you cannot move it as easily, and it's that much easier for the guy on top to rain down shots. Here I'd like to see Tyrell Fortune come up to his feet and start coming down with heavier bombs. Like this, exactly like this. Bring his feet a little closer, hip in more vertical up, and then rain down shots.
Blake, you're retired. You had the belt. Sean Merriman said if Fortune would have won, he was going to call for a fight between you and Fortune. Is that call possible, or zero chance that would happen?
You know, I wouldn't have publicly retired if I felt like I was going to continue fighting or defending this belt. And I'm not retiring because I don't want to defend. I just have so many other things I want to do in my life. But this ain't my moment right now. This is Tyrell Fortune's moment. And we may see him get a finish here in the closing moments of round one with this ground and pound.
10 seconds to go. In round one, Myron Dennis, here's the clack.
Ooh, those elbows.
10 more seconds to get to his feet, where Dennis feels he's got a shot. But grappling and wrestling against a giant of Fortune, it's been all Tyrell. And that's the end of the first round, so we will see a round two.
Which doesn't surprise me. I actually predict a round two TKO for Tyrell Fortune, who, like I said, is very strategic and patient with looking for his finishes. He got top position. He maintained top position. He did damage from top position and never lost it.
Look at the blood coming from the ear. Is that the cauliflower busting open, or was it on the face?
I didn't see where the blood was coming from, but at the very end of the round, he landed several good elbows in the last maybe 20 seconds. And it had to be one of those that opened him up because we did not see any blood leaking or anywhere else. But if I'm Tyrell Fortune, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going to be careful about taking any big shots from Light Skin Dynamite. I'm going to try and snatch a single or a double, put him on his back, and then cook him.
Yeah, that ear busting open. Real quick, to the people that don't know, explain the cauliflower ears. Huh?
So cauliflower ear, you can sometimes see wrestlers have, as you can see right there, Tyrell Fortune's left ear, is they get kind of beat up and weird looking. Same with Dennis' ear right there. And what happens is cartilage breaks within the ear, and it gets misshapen and it swells up. And if you don't drain them, they stay giant. Both these guys drain their ears fairly well, so they just see the broken cartilage. But look at the look in Myron Dennis's face. He's coming for blood here in round two, but he's got a very tough Tyrell Fortune, who had a great success in round one in front of him.
Round two, Dennis wants it on his feet. It took Tyrell Fortune 2 seconds to get Dennis down on the mat again.
You know, that's one of the things that happens when you're an overly aggressive striker trying to get back at a wrestler. You come towards him, and he just drops down, snatches a leg, and gets the takedown. And now here we see Myron Light Skin Dynamite Dennis unable to use those bombs that he's known for throwing on his feet.
Those punches sneaking in there from Fortune. Again, they don't look like too much power, but they have so much weight. They're causing damage. Busted open the ear of Myron Dennis in round one. And again, I don't see Dennis being able to get up on his feet after this position that Fortune has. There's just so much
spent a lot of energy on bottom position where Tyrell, as you can see here, he's using his weight. Oh, crucifix.
Crucifix, right?
He's doing punches right now. I'd rather see him switch to short chopping elbows because we see Myron Dennis chop bloody, and I believe that's from an elbow. I would tell him to go back to those elbows, but he maintains top position. And you saw Myron Dennis there check his face like, am I bleeding again?
Oh, and he is from this time from either the nose or the lip. Can't quite see. Tyrell Fortune is dominating this fight.
Yeah, beautiful job again securing the crucifix, and such great top pressure and control by Tyrell Fortune. Just on top of Myron Dennis, cooking him.
Oh, a nasty elbow.
Those are the little elbows I was talking about during round one. I'd like to see him just push. Oh.
Yeah, Mike Beltran looking real close. This might not go much longer. A couple more elbows that are clean, and Beltran leaning in. Oh,
I
help
definitely
Dennis
agree
out.
with looking close. I don't think it's finishable yet, but looking close, yeah. If this dude stops defending himself at any time, I could totally see Mike Beltran stopping this fight. He is doing enough, though, in my opinion, right now to continue this fight, but he's going to get caught in a crucifix again. This is the same setup we've seen him do several times. He locks that far side arm, and now you're going to see him watch. He's going to stuff that arm down. You see how he's pushing the right arm, Myron Dennis? When he gets that between his legs, like this, now you're stuck almost like Jesus on a cross. That's why they call it a crucifix. Arms spread out, face wide open, and big shots raining down.
And now Beltran seeing that arm stuck. These are heavyweight elbows.
And again, stepping over that arm. And like the thing is, Myron Dennis is doing enough to intelligently defend himself. But how long can you stay in this position and eat shots and get put back in this position? We may see a stoppage right here. Myron Dennis scrambling to try and get out, but he is trapped under Tyrell Fortune, who gets the finish.
The fight is over. The crucifix put him in a bad position, and Troop circled on my paper. Round 2 TKO win for Tyrell Fortune before the fight. And tic-tac-toe, exactly as you said it. Tyrell Fortune, impressive. Good work by Mike Beltran. The refereeing, Beltran, Trigg, and Romero. Shout out to the referees, always in Lights Out. And those three of the best, did a beautiful work all night long, especially today.
100%, especially here in this main event. I agree that that was the right time to stop that fight, where Myron Dennis still, he's alive and awake. He's not out, but I don't believe he was able to intelligently defend himself. Continue to get stuck in that same position. And when we saw him scrambling his body and his legs kicking to try and get out, but just trapped there, Mike Beltran knew he wasn't going anywhere. Myron Dennis knew he wasn't going anywhere. And Tyrell Fortune knew he wasn't going anywhere. And Mike Beltran stopped the action. Round 2 TKO. Tyrell Fortune now 15-3, Pablo. And it would not surprise me if this guy is going to be the next champion here at Lights Out Extreme Fighting.
Let's see if Bonnie Jill will ask him if he wants that title fight here at LXF, because I think he deserves it. And Sean Merriman said if he put on an impressive fight.
I mean, this was essentially a flawless victory here for Tyrell Fortune. Got the takedown very quickly and just pounded on his opponent. Left him battered, bruised, and bloodied by the time the referee Mike Beltran stepped in. And man, performances don't necessarily get much better than that. I guess if they're 6-second highlight reel, but that was a great performance by Tyrell.
Quick break, and we'll be back with more to wrap up this amazing night. I am Pablo Alcina alongside Blake Bulletproof Troop. Quick break, and we'll be back. LXF 24.
Give yourself a chance to win this Mammoth TRX truck. For as little as a $3 donation to charity, you could take this big beast home with you.
One eternity later.
Go to dreamgiveaway.com and use my promo code LightsOut to get extra bonus tickets.
What a night. Heavyweight title main event. The co-main lasted only 6 seconds. A new record. Blake Bulletproof Troop announced his official retirement from MMA, going out as a Lights Out heavyweight champion. What a night. And we're still not done. Let's go to the official decision of our main event. Tyson Johnson, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 29 seconds into round number 2, your winner by way of TKO, Tyrell Fortune.
Bonnie, jump in there.
Tyrell, congratulations. When did you know that you were zapping his energy when you were keeping him in that ground position?
Just the wrestling position alone is going to zap him, staying in control the whole time, looking for my elbows, punches, and exposing them when I could.
And at what point did you know that you could get that finish?
At the beginning of the fight, I mean, I knew it from the beginning that he couldn't stop my wrestling, couldn't stop my takedown and position control, so that was it.
Are we looking for a title fight, a heavyweight title fight at this point?
Whoever wants it. Simple as that. Whoever wants it can get it. Hopefully I get some gloves that fit, so I'll throw my hands more. I didn't even have my hands wrapped for this fight.
All right. Congratulations. Go celebrate. Pablo, back to you.
Thank you, Bonnie. He said anybody who wants it can get it, and he said his hands weren't even wrapped for this fight. Was that talk or was that real? Is that normal?
You know, you can see, he does not have tape on his hands. Let's take a look back at these highlights because we're going to be able to see here if he really needed it. Doesn't look like it. And some of those elbows he was chopping down with. You don't need to tape your elbows. And like I always say, elbow always wins, especially against the face.
Yeah, he said the gloves didn't fit. That's why he didn't even wrap his hands. That's why he didn't throw his hands. So he had to take it to the ground. Brilliant work. And he says anybody that wants it can get it. I think he's going to get a chance to fight for what Blake just vacated, the lights out heavyweight belt.
Yeah, man, look at this guy's top control and consistently, systematically set up that crucifix 3, 4, 5 times, even in a row until Mike Beltran stepped in. And not that Myron Davis was totally obliterated, but he was unable to do anything to escape this position. The crucifix, it's such a dominant position. You lock a guy's arms under your body and just start raining down shots. What a fantastic performance for our main event and an incredible performance in our co-main event. New record.
And Blake, where are you going to be June 14th?
I'm going to be at Casino Palma in San Diego, baby, because we got LXF 25 coming back to San Diego.
We were there outside cage at Casino Palma down in San Diego, June 14th. Head on down there because it's going to be amazing. But this might have been my favorite card ever. Not that many fights, this one, but I enjoyed every single one from the amateur who put on a show. And there we see it. June 14th, we will be at Casino Palma for the next event. I cannot wait for that event, Blake. San Diego always shows love.
San Diego, y'all need to come out because not only is Lights Out in the house, but Mr. Lights Out brings a bunch of his Charger friends. So if you're a Charger fan, come on through because who knows, you might be meeting your idol, but you're definitely going to get some banger matchups.
He's Blake Bulleroo Troop. I am Pablo Alcina. She's a fan, but what a great night. Let's re-roll the highlights of this amazing night before we wish you all a good night because what we saw were punching, we saw boxing, we saw wrestling, we saw it all. We saw Pepe Miller with that great kick. What else did we see, Blake?
Man, we saw some incredible head kicks tonight. Pepe Miller came in, put away the forward. Look at our run. I couldn't believe that. What an incredible finish.
I want to see the reaction from us on that Babian kick also. Salvatore Bruno against Arndt. I like this fight too.
I was shocked at this. I really thought that Arndt was going to win the fight, but man, Bruno is a dog. Both these guys had some incredible moments, but Bruno ended up getting it done with the man of the hour.
And Jake Babian right here, finishing the fight in 6 seconds, gashing. Oh, first a kick, and right there the fight was over. Jake the Bar Babian, and then the main event, Tyrell Fortune, who wants that heavyweight belt.
Yeah, Tyrell came in and systematically implemented his wrestling top control to basically have a flawless performance against Myron Dennis, light-skinned Dynamite, put him away with ease, and didn't even tape his hands for it.
Thank you to everyone who made this show amazing. Tyson Johnson, our cage announcer, Bonnie Jill Laughlin, our cage reporter, Sean Merriman, of course, my caller commentator, Blake Bulletproof Troop. I am Pablo Alcina. Thank you to all of you. See you June 14th in San Diego. This is Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Bye, bye, baby.
Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry I didn't get to be in the office as much as we would like. Thanks to CSN and Lights Out for the event. We'll raid Shawno right now. See you guys later with some MLB The Show.